So do you think like the bean just hit right at that moment?
I think what he probably did was he was going to say something and it slipped his mind, and then like
Mm-hmm.
he realized like, oh, I forgot what I was going to say, and he paused for like a couple seconds,
Yeah.
and then he was just like, wow, freak out, yeah, and he just got out of there.
Yeah. All right. Well, obviously, I did have time to like actually put like a Hulk Hogan video in there if I wanted to, but I got so enthralled into my trading cards, Dragon Ball Z, and there's something else that I'm missing. Oh, I bindered my shit, and then I also there's other things. Oh, I read All Star Superman. I got up to the part literally where he's in prison with Lex Luthor. So anyway, get into wrestling time. Getting some color with sad news today. Hulk Hogan has died. Um, there was a lot of rumors that he was in really bad shape, and then today he went into cardiac arrest around his family, and he has passed away at 71 years old. Uh, it's
Yeah.
it's it's sad because I feel bad for his family because didn't they like deal with another tragedy or something that he like this his son died or whatever in a car crash?
No, that was, you might be thinking of Ric Flair and his son, who did
Oh yeah,
not
that's
die in a
right.
car crash. He just died of a drug overdose.
Yeah.
But no, Nick was in a car accident that permanently brain damaged his friend that was in the car with him, and
Oh
and Nick was in a lot of trouble over that. But
yeah.
he's still alive, and I guess he's okay. He's a upstanding citizen that uses all of his turn signals indicators on his car, but
Yeah.
I would hope.
I remember there was a car crash and I remember there was something traumatic, so it wasn't his son. So
No,
disregard what I
he was
just
just involved.
yeah. Uh but yeah, it's cuz obviously Hulk Hogan is probably either the reason or one of the reasons why it got popular uh throughout the world, I would say. Um
Yeah,
because
he
of
probably had a big hand in getting wrestling more popular on a worldwide stage.
mhm.
Internationally. I mean, wrestling existed in different countries, different levels of popularity. Like there's wrestling in Europe. Uh,
Mhm.
I don't know that it ever got any more popular outside of the UK, but it was there. And there's wrestling in Japan going back in like the late 50s and early 60s.
Mhm.
And they kind of created their own wrestling bubble there. And of course, you got Mexico, but it's like everywhere else outside of that, though.
I think there's every hobby or sport or whatever where it's always been there, right? But there's
Mm-hmm.
always one person that puts it on the map, and that's how I describe Hulk Hogan. Is that yeah, there was territories, yeah, there was different countries where there was wrestling, but Hulk Hogan, when he became big, when Hulkamania ran wild, that was a big thing. Now,
Yeah,
uh, he brought in Mr. T, and I think that kind of started the whole celebrity thing where Mr. T and Cyndi Lauper were in the WrestleMania, and then it just
mm-hmm.
grew from there. So that's another reason why Hulk Hogan was big because he he was slowly getting into Hollywood, kind of like how The Rock did, and now John Cena is doing essentially. Is they become this big star and then they go into Hollywood, and that's where we are right now. Well, actually, it's kind of a little bit of it that Hulk Hogan was a movie star, did some TV, and then came back, and that's why he was smaller in 93 and 94. And then a
that
little
and the
bit of,
steroid trial.
yeah, that too.
That was really why he was smaller. But like, we're not here to bury Hulk. Uh,
Hmm.
Sometimes we just make little quips. But like, let's see. So he started wrestling, I think, in the late 70s, and he was mostly doing territories and stuff, and he wasn't really, anybody because he didn't have it. He wasn't that good. I don't really think he was all that athletic. You know, that's something you could kind of say about him throughout his whole career.
Yeah.
He was just like a big guy who could move kind of fast, and he looked good. You know,
Mm.
uh, but he got some more experience, and I think what really helped him was when he went to Japan. I think, uh, and he came back. His work was a little tighter, and he could do more stuff. And it was like, oh, okay, he's like, you know, solid. He's passable now.
Yeah, you were telling me like in his early days he had more moves than what he's doing right now, essentially.
Oh yeah, I was watching a couple things with him before we got on here to record. I watched the match where he beat the Iron Sheik for the world title because I never saw it.
Mm-hmm.
It was at Madison Square Garden. It was January 23rd, 1984, I think. Uh, and WWF was like heating up. They were kind of like on a hot streak from '83,
Mm-hmm.
so like they were gaining momentum anyway. Um, and like I guess Vince just decided because he was able to sign Hulk Hogan away from the AWA last year. Because I think Hulk ended his relationship with them sometime late in '83,
Mm-hmm.
and then he ended up back over there. And he was really popular before that because I've seen people online talking. Because that's one of the things I was kind of curious about was like I was like, I wonder how people are going to talk about him now that he's gone. Because like the before, like literally earlier this year, everybody just loved to make fun of him and shit.
Well, it's kind of. I mean, I actually do like that people are showing some heart and like actually sadness because usually if this came down to a political thing, and don't get me wrong, Hulk Hogan does have a political thing attached to him since the last election that happened at a certain party convention and stuff where he ran wild and stuff and ripped his shirt off. But
Political thing and a human rights bigotry thing.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But it was kind of nice to see that everybody put their political shit to a side and we're like, rest in peace and, pay your respects to the family and stuff. I mean, I'm pretty sure there's some people out there being like, fuck Hulk Hogan. I don't
there
give a
still
shit.
is. Yeah,
Yeah.
there's still a few of them.
Yeah.
But
But it,
mostly everybody's able to give him props and like acknowledge like he was a huge part of wrestling, which is good because he
yeah.
was.
Now he's not a great person in my opinion. Uh,
Yeah,
he's a shitty coworker and he backstabbed a lot of his friends. Tony Schiavone actually did a tweet where he said, uh, "Best friend?" question mark. He answered no. Coworker yes and stuff because I think they were like saying R.I.P. Hulk Hogan. And they tagged him in one of the tweets, and apparently Tony Schiavone doesn't like him a lot, and he has his right and stuff. And he wasn't being like fuck Hulk Hogan. He just said he's not my friend, but he was a coworker, and that you can take
everybody's
that.
yeah,
Yeah.
everybody's gonna have their stories about him and
Mm.
how because you can say that kind of about anybody, I guess, except for people where they say, "Oh no, everybody loves him," which you do get guys like that. Uh, but there's people that did like him. I'm not going to count Bruce Beefcake because, I mean, I think being generous, he was his bag carrier. Like,
Yeah, and
you
Ric Flair
know,
loves him. Obviously, you saw him fucking cry in that
yeah.
video.
Apparently, they were pretty good friends, and he even said some stuff online, like he lent me money when I really needed it and stuff, and all this other thing. And it's
Hmm.
like, and he was with him the whole time. He was laid up in the hospital with that like bowel obstruction thing that almost killed him.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, hey, that he was really good friends with him, and there's the Nasty Boys. They've always been friends with him, and I don't really think they're stooges for Hogan. They never really came off that way to me.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So he had guys that he was friends with in the business, and then there was just guys that maybe they weren't on the right side to be on against him politically that suffered for it. You know, like
Yeah.
like Brett or something. You know,
Yeah. Yeah, it's just sad. Fucking Ric Flair outlived Hulk Hogan, and I thought that
it's
would never
insane.
happen. Yeah.
Oh my god! But yeah, like I've seen some talk online about him, like just all the other stuff about him personally aside, and I've seen people say things like, "Oh, he was the WWF is what made him popular. He got picked for that, and that's why he got so popular." That is not true.
Mm.
Hogan got himself over before that run happened. Like he blew up before the run. That's
Come,
the whole reason he got signed.
come to think of it, he's kind of like Cody Rhodes, right? Because
Kind of.
was because Hulk Hogan was in WWE, then he got sent out, and then came back to WWE bigger and better, essentially.
Yeah, I mean the journey was a lot shorter, but
Yeah, yeah.
in his case, so like he was still pretty green when he was initially in the WWF.
Hmm.
Like he was just like a heel, and he would have like kind of short matches that weren't like really complex. I think I told you about a match he had with Ted DiBiase back then.
Yeah.
Like it was like 80 or something. Um, and like he wasn't bad, but you could kind of tell that he couldn't do a lot of stuff. You know, I think this is like right before he went to Japan, probably.
Yeah.
And then like he came back and he was better, and like he got in Rocky 3, and that's really what kind of put him over the edge. Is like when he was in Rocky 3,
Yep.
apparently.
Hmm.
And then and he wasn't even like he was like a main big character in that movie. He was like kind of like a side bad guy in it, really. But
Not yeah, kind of. I mean, it
yeah,
was like a charity thing, and he's like, "I'm gonna beat you up, Rocky Balboa." Mm.
yeah. But like it's like he got just because he's such a big personality and everything. Because that's the one thing you can't really ever take away from him.
Mm.
He's like this big, larger in life character guy, and he has a lot of charisma. It's people saw that in that movie.
I think what's kind of, I mean, yeah, there's been wrestling for a really long time, but like in the mainstream, uh, like casual people, like you look at Hulk Hogan during that time, they've only seen big people like that in action movies, like Sylvester Stallone or Arnold Schwarzenegger, or if they actually go to like bodybuilder places and stuff or the gym. But like Hulk Hogan looked like an action hero.
Yeah, and he like dwarfs those guys because he's actually like way bigger than they are.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, but yeah, that's what got him really to like a superstar level. And the whole thing was friggin' Vern Gagne and AWA couldn't afford to pay him. They couldn't keep him. They tried, but it wasn't enough money. He knew he was worth more money.
Do you do you think if Hogan never came to the WWF that it wouldn't be as big as today, or do you think eventually he would have shown up, but then we wouldn't know if he was a star or not?
I think that he probably would have eventually showed up,
Mm-hmm.
and I think he was going to be a big star wherever he went. It didn't really matter at that point. I think like he was already there,
Mm-hmm.
and I think we had this conversation before where he was talking about how Vince had like a short list of guys he wanted to push as like his main guy, and it was Hulk Hogan and Dusty Rhodes was on that list,
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about that.
and I don't remember. Maybe I don't know if he really saw Randy Savage as that guy or not, but like because he got him a little bit later than Hulk Hogan and stuff. Maybe he saw him and he knew about him and he thought I could do some stuff with him too. That's me speculating,
Mm-hmm.
but it was mostly Hulk and Dusty, and he went with Hulk, and you can kind of see why. I mean, look at him. That's the one thing Dusty doesn't have. He's just like a fat guy.
Yeah.
So he can talk just as good, if not better, than Hulk Hogan. Like
Hmm.
you could make that argument, but like, and he could work maybe better than I don't know. I kind of look at him a little bit the same way, kind of in terms of how they work.
Mm-hmm.
Dusty didn't do like a bunch of moves and stuff. It's just it was more about psychology and getting people like fired up and stuff.
Yeah.
But it could have. That's like a big question mark because the other thing was I don't know if he ever would have got Dusty unless he offered him a ridiculous amount of money or something else because I think Dusty wanted to book. If he went to WWF, he wouldn't have booked. He would have been just wrestling.
Yeah.
So it was Hulk Hogan. And all that stuff happened, and Mr. T and Saturday Night Main Event and WrestleMania, and brother, it exploded.
Yep.
That's pretty much what happened.
And Hulkamania ran wild until he came to the WCW, and we're living it right now, where soon he's gonna do something that you thought never would happen ever in wrestling. Uh, Even himself was doubting it when that happened.
Yeah,
Uh,
despite stories you might find where he's talking about it from his point of view, where he's like, oh no, I knew I could do it. There's other people that refute that and say, no, he was really like reticent to turn. He was afraid to turn heel.
Dude, he was probably scared because all that money would go away, but it we'll get to that eventually.
We will get
Uh,
to that, yeah. But like, it's I saw somebody say this online, and it is kind of crazy when you think about it. You could say Hulk Hogan changed the wrestling business twice in his lifetime.
yep.
He did it the first time in like Rocket Wrestling, the early mid '80s in WWF, and he did it again with NWO when he turned heel.
Yeah, and what's so funny about the NWO heel turn, yeah, when that happened, people were throwing shit in the ring. Like they were disgusted that Hulkamania did that.
They're
Uh,
pissed.
but he made heel turns look cool. If that makes any sense.
The whole NWO thing was really like the official birth of the cool heel.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not going to say that didn't exist before because that's not true. Because Ric Flair,
Mm-hmm.
because there was a period of time there where like Ric Flair and the Four Horsemen had fans in the crowd that did cheer for them,
Yeah.
like in the '80s. So like there was a contingent of fans that liked Ric Flair and thought he was cool, even though he was a bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like that officially was like the beginning of like, oh man, you can be a bad guy and still be over, and like there's a whole bunch of arguments you can make about that, whether that's a good thing or not. Um,
Yeah.
I think for the long term of the health of the business, it's not good.
Yeah. The
So,
thing with NWO, like in my opinion, now I know these guys were probably seeing dollar signs and trying to milk everything. It's kind of like Disney with Star Wars. They milk the shit out of something until it's really fucking dry.
that's what they
Uh,
did with this.
that's what they did with NWO. It should have been a short term thing where Hogan turned heel maybe for about 3 years. That's what I'm gonna say. 3 years for short. Actually,
I
no,
think
I would
that was
do.
too long, even.
I'll say probably 2 years. Two
Two.
years. And then Hogan going back, I think would have been fucking crazier. But we got that in WWE later on when he after he did The Rock, which that's another iconic. If anything, like I know there's been always torch passes, but I feel like that match was probably the biggest torch passer in WWE's history, in my opinion.
It's funny because like he passed the torch to a guy that was on his way out anyway.
Yeah, I know.
It just ended up where it's like I know everybody says that's a torch pass moment, and I'm like, was it though? He was only there for one more year.
I, I, I think I think when they say torch pass, I think they're saying like icon. Like
Sure, yeah,
Hogan was the icon, the face of WWE, even though he wasn't there for like most of the '90s and maybe 2000. Um, and then The Rock right now is probably considered the like yeah, there's Stone Cold, like he's always gonna be up there, but like The Rock is always gonna be talked about as well. And he got that icon status that was passed to him. But that match is so memorable of the whole split fan thing, where it's like, let's go Rock, let's go Hogan thing. Like
that's
that
just
was,
like it echoes the Hogan Warrior match at the Sky Dome.
yeah,
It's the same thing almost. I mean, like it was the the booking and the stuff around the match wasn't the same, but that reaction was. It was split.
Mm. But yeah, um, I don't know what I don't know how Mr. America feels right now. I hope he's okay.
I hope he's okay too.
But in all seriousness, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan. Um, if you followed the news, like it wasn't a surprise to you, but probably a lot of people are like, "Whoa, fuck, Hulk Hogan died."
Yeah, I don't know how much credence I give to like those rumors, like Bubba the Love Sponge was trying to peddle about, oh, he's not in good health, he's he's almost dead. Like, how would
Mm,
he know that? Because it's like
yeah,
he wasn't friends with him anymore, and like I think he just randomly had it because according to what I read, he had a massive heart attack and died.
yeah,
Uh, and it, I mean, was he spent a lot of his life on the gas, off and on.
hmm,
He's on the road a lot. He's a big guy. Big guys typically don't live as long because their heart's got to work harder to pump all that blood in that body.
yep.
It's just how it is.
And I'm sure he did cocaine, even though he was a face where he was talking about vitamins and prayers and stuff.
Oh, I'm sure there were substances. Yeah, the party culture was like huge back then for
Hmm.
wrestlers. So
Yeah, and it it's kind of fitting that we're watching like again the height of Hulk Hogan when he turns heel in NWO. It's just like weird now because if you've been watching the show, I've been shitting on Hulk Hogan like every step of the way because
yeah, we're
uh
still in like this ditch. This
mhm,
this this ditch of Hulkamania where there's like a 3-year period where it's just not good at all.
mhm,
And like we're not even talking about like maybe a couple years before '93, where like people were kind of starting to get sick of him back then too.
yeah,
So
and
yeah,
it's like fitting to what we'll see when we talk about a certain match where Macho Man's like, "You're hogging my spotlight," or he said like, "You're always here, celebrating like you
you act
win."
like you won the match.
Yeah.
That's what he said. But yeah, I
Uh,
mean, yeah, we're still in the Hulkamania ditch right now. He's gonna
mm,
come out of it here in a few months, but
mm-hmm.
it'll be cool to see when it happens.
Yep. Is that all you have to say about Hulk Hogan? You think we should move on to the show now?
Um, yeah, I don't know that I got anything else really to add. I will say that WWE Vault's putting together a giant compilation of like his matches and stuff. If anybody wants to like see that, it's going to go up tomorrow. So
Mm-hmm.
they're on top of it now. Uh, that might be a fun watch because a lot of Hogan matches aren't really that long.
Yeah, I
Like
know.
the Iron Sheik match I just watched, like that's a huge important match. Guess how long that match was?
4 minutes.
It was 5 minutes and 43 seconds or something, according to
It's
the timekeeper.
pretty close.
And it was good. It was actually a pretty decent little match. It wasn't a squash. It was like
Mm,
they were actually kind of competitive. It's just he beat him. That was before he figured out his Hulk up routine. That wasn't a thing yet. So it was just like he came back and beat him instead of I'm gonna Hulk up and I'm gonna you you and then punch punch punch. Like he didn't have a sequence he would always fall back on yet.
mm-hmm.
So it was kind of interesting to see that.
Yeah, I mean I might want to watch some Hulk Hogan matches. I actually want to rematch the Andre the Giant one. Because I kind of want to see that happen. That pop when he like lifts him and slam him is wild.
On WrestleMania 3, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Then they had the one on the what do they called the big event or something? The TV match they had one too. And I
Mm-hmm.
heard some shit like Michael Cole was on ESPN talking today, and he said something like they got like 30 million viewers on that TV special, which is like insane.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, I don't want to get too political, but like, yeah, I'm not condoning his racism. He's a fucking asshole for doing that. Uh, and people like st- there are black guys right now that still love Hulk Hogan. Like they'll do I want to be a real American and all that stuff, and they pop off. Like everything you see on Twitter, everything you see on YouTube, everything you see on the internet, period, where people are just like, this guy is like the same level as Chris Benoit because he said the N word and went to a MAGA convention. It's like, dude,
Yeah, I don't think Hulk Hogan murdered his family.
yeah,
like, like, I don't think he killed anybody. Now, he may have politically assassinated people through wrestling politics a
mm,
couple times, but nobody was murdered.
yeah.
Like,
It's just,
there's proportions to all this.
yeah. And I still think he's an asshole. Like all the
Sure.
stories that I heard, and like I still think he's a fucking stupid fucking person. But it's a dead man, and hopefully he goes to heaven. Will he put over God? I don't know. We'll see what happens.
I've always said he's a complicated individual.
Mm,
There's a lot of bad stuff about him, but there's also a lot of good. It's like Vince McMahon. It's weird.
yeah. All right. Well, let's get into some 1996. We are in Fresno, California, and this is WWF Royal Rumble
Yeah.
uh 96. It got talked about, uh but we didn't get to see it on Peacock, at least my version. I don't know about yours. Apparently there was a match before Jeff Jarrett and Ahmed Johnson where Hunter Hearst Helmsley faced off against Duke Drowsy.
Oh yeah, the pedophile Duke the Dumpster Drose. Yeah.
And winner gets number 30 spot and the loser gets number 1 spot, and obviously we know who lost.
They told us, yeah, in the opening of the show. Uh, that was called Free for All, and that
Mhm.
was like a pre-show, a free pay-per-view preview before the show was going to start. It was something like that. So they didn't include it in the broadcast. Whatever. Like
Yeah.
you could probably find it on like the Vault or some shit because they are uploading stuff like that. Like remember when we were reviewing '93 and
Mhm.
they were talking about how there was this SummerSlam special like before SummerSlam they were going
And
to
we were
do,
like, oh, holy shit, that sounds like a good match.
and we couldn't find it anywhere.
Yeah.
They uploaded it. You can see it.
Oh, nice.
So it's like stuff like that that's been missing, like that they talk about on the broadcast. They're putting that
Mm.
stuff on the Vault. So
Yeah.
it's cool. Props to the Vault guys, seriously.
Yeah, I think
Um,
eventually once they like upload all their fucking video stuff to YouTube and Netflix, like I think they're done with Peacock.
yeah, maybe. I wish they'd hurry up, get off their ass, and get more Raw episodes on there because it's like we're like almost we're heading into like 3/4 of the way through the year, and they
Mhm.
haven't updated the Raw Vault on Netflix at all.
Well, Netflix should hire me and you, and we'll dedicate our lives to get all Raw in there.
Yeah, it's just like it's just converting footage. I mean, come on, guys. But uh,
Yeah.
yeah, the show opens like Sunny is in a bathtub again, and she tells us viewer discretion is advised.
Yeah.
Vince has this thing about hot women right now. There's a running theme through this show and Raw.
Yes.
He's starting to realize, God damn it, my product is too soft. I need to spice it up. So
Need
he
to put
figures
tits in there.
he needs hot women with boobs in it.
Yeah. First match, Jeff Jarrett versus Ahmed Johnson. If you remember this, this is when Jeff Jarrett was like attacking Ahmed Johnson, and Gorilla Monsoon said, "That's enough. You're out of the Royal Rumble, and you guys are having a match. And this is the match."
It's hilarious that he punished him.
Yep.
Oh yeah, before we start talking about this match, I want to give props because They did one of those video packages before the show started to hype up the event.
Mm-hmm.
And this is like an early example of like those WWE, WWF video packages they became really known for, where they're like really cool. And it's good at giving you a bunch of information about like what's going on while also being visually cool to look at and everything.
Yeah.
Um, this is like one of the earliest examples of it, though. And it's really cool. So that's nice. And they're doing it on Raw too now. Now you're starting to see like on Raw.
Yeah, they're giving us like storyline stuff and catches us up.
It's like stylized trailers for wrestling is like what
Mm-hmm.
it feels like. Uh, and then Vince and Mr. Perfect are on commentary tonight. It's not
Yep.
Jerry Lawler.
Yep.
So
And I'm excited because Mr. Perfect was good last time. And
he was
enjoyed
solid.
it.
Yeah, he was solid on this show too. He was pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Jeff Jarrett versus Ahmed. Um, this match had a little bit of a slower pace, I thought.
Mm-hmm.
And I like that it started with Ahmed just jogging to the ring. Like he didn't take time doing an entrance,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't quite run either. It was maybe he was just like, I don't want to blow myself up before I get to the ring, so he thought he would jog, and he just jumped in there, and then like he started wrestling. The match started.
Mm-hmm.
And, like the early part of the match is just Double J's trying to out wrestle Ahmed, which he's can do. But the problem is Ahmed overpowers him.
Yeah.
He keeps trying to like. It gets to a point where he starts trying to brawl with him, or he's like trying to do shoulder blocks, and it's like none of that works. uh, Jarrett did start getting heat on Ahmed after a certain point,
Mm-hmm.
but then Ahmed did a dumb Hulk up spot that I hated. Where he was like Jeff Jarrett was jumping off like the turnbuckles, doing axe handles to him,
Mm-hmm.
and he was doing this thing where he was like jogging around the ring, shaking his head, and I'm like, no, that's even dumber than the usual Hulk up spot, honestly. Because this guy's like jumping off top rope, hitting you with he's hammer punching you, and you're just jogging around. No,
I wonder if Vince is trying to find the next Hogan, essentially, where he's like, I need my Hogan where he hulks up or something like that, or I have this big guy and I want him to be indestructible, kind of like Hulk Hogan. Like,
I think he could be trying to with Ahmed. I mean, we see how he's kind of pushing him, where it's like he's getting hit with like foreign objects and shit, and he's not really staying down from it.
yeah,
Like when it showed the replay of when he assaulted him with that picture on the In Your House, and he like just destroyed it,
mm,
and then they hit him with a chair. It's like it didn't knock him out. It kind of just stunned him momentarily.
and he's kind of protecting him in this match, where obviously with the ending that we get, uh, because usually what happens is like if you're building up this guy, either A, he's gonna crush you, or B, he's gonna lose somehow, dirty, not a clean pin or something like that.
Yeah,
And it's kind of interesting because it kind of looks like he's protecting both of them essentially. Where just Jeff Jarrett looks good, and then Ahmed Johnson looks good too. That Jeff Jarrett needed a guitar to pretty much take him down.
yeah. I guess it's a spoiler there. The match ends in a way where like nobody is decisively beaten. But
Yeah.
anyways, Ahmed comes back after doing an Ahmed up. I don't know what to call it. He has a freak out. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then he starts like slamming Jeff Jarrett around, and he like dived out in the floor, and it was insane because he looked like he almost killed himself, but he was fine.
Yep.
It goes back to that shit I was talking about where you see this huge guy doing stuff that he probably shouldn't do, and he almost kills himself every time.
Mm.
He rolls him back in the ring, and I don't know what he tried to do on the top rope. I think he tried to do a Harlem Hangover because it's the same move, like maneuver that Booker T does when he does it.
Mm-hmm.
He did a flip, and I think that's what he was going to do, but Jeff got rolled out of the way and he just busted his ass. And he like cried out in agony, and it kind of made me laugh
Yep.
because he's like, he's just huge guy, just flips and lands on his ass, and he goes, ah! And it's like, that wasn't supposed to be funny, but it made me laugh. But Jarrett puts his figure four on him and he powers out of it, and then he's trying to work his leg, but Ahmed kicks him out of the ring. And then I guess Jeff Jarrett just says, fuck it, I can't beat this guy. So he grabs his guitar, goes on the top rope, jumps off, and just like destroys the guitar on his head. And I laughed out loud. It's the way the sell was.
I did too, because it was like very cartoonish. Because he's like, I got this guitar, goes on top rope and goes, smash. And then Ahmed goes, he just died.
He fell over like a Mortal Kombat character, like in one of the old games where they just like stiffen up and just fall backwards.
Yep.
Now that is one of the better guitar shots I've seen. Just because of how ridiculously over the top it was. It's not like the Max Payne guitar disintegration that happened to him, though.
That's always going to be number one.
That's still the best one I've ever seen.
Yep.
But this is also really good.
Mm-hmm.
The finish was great. I don't care that nobody decisively won because that was funny.
Yeah, I actually enjoyed the match because what I love about Jeff Jarrett is when he's matched up with someone that he knows he can't beat, he wrestles him like he can't beat him. Very dirty, very heelish. He slows him down because he knows Ahmed can go crazy, and he's like kind of like Braun Breaker in a way, where he's like very fast on the ropes and a big guy. He could spear you, he could spine buster you, and he's just doing all this dirty shit and slowing him down and all that stuff. And that's what I love about Jeff Jarrett. And Ahmed Johnson, I love him, but he's just a Black Goldberg. He's like hurting people when he does his shit.
But he was Goldberg before Goldberg.
Yes, exactly.
That's just funny. Ahmed got up after a few seconds of selling that guitar shot and ran after Jarrett. That was funny too.
Yep.
He was just like he was like unconscious for like 5 seconds or something.
Mm-hmm.
I gave this a 5.9 because it was pretty decent for what it was, even though like tell at first, like I think Jarrett was trying to figure out how the fuck do I work with this guy, because it's like he's still pretty green and I don't know, he doesn't seem like he's that smooth of a worker.
Mm.
So there was probably like a little feeling out process there, but it came together and the finish helped, I thought.
And he says, "Guitar shot sounds like a good finisher name."
Well, that did finish the match. So
yeah, it did. I give it a 6.2. I gave it the double J curve. Because I enjoyed it, and I it was a well-rounded match. I didn't feel like Ahmed Johnson is green, but Jeff Jarrett carried it enough to be believable.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
it was a pretty good little match.
Yeah. So we got the Big Daddy Cool interview. And actually, they did some WWF merchandise show, and I was like, "That looks cool. I dig it." But what did you think of Diesel's promo?
What were you gonna say?
I know I asked you a question and then I interrupted you. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
But like, why didn't we have this when he was champ?
Because corporate people told him to smile and be friendly, and like Bret Hart makes fun of him later for complaining about corporations telling him what to do. But I don't know. I thought this promo was weird, actually. Like, his delivery's a lot better, but the content of it reminded me of the kind of promos he was cutting before. Like, if you think about it, where he's saying weird stuff. Like, he's just like Todd Pettigrew asks him, like, "How are you feeling?" And Diesel's like, "I feel like I've been left home alone for the first time in my life. You know, it's like 9th grade and my parents are backing out of the driveway and I don't know what I'm about to do, but I know I'm going to love it. And I'm like, what? It's just weird.
I
It's like
actually,
all those other promos before this were great, like we've been saying.
yeah, I actually digged it because this is like Kevin Nash WCW when he first came to WCW type of style promos, where
He's
I'm
in
just,
that zone. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Where he's kind of like really relaxed, and he's just
mm,
not really like he's not doing a wrestling promo where he's like yelling or anything.
mm, uh, I don't know if it's later on, but like I don't know. If, I didn't write the notes as I remember the promo, but is this where he's like, "I'm not afraid of the dark." You know, my mom tried to put me into the basement because I fucked up and did something wrong, and what she didn't know is I'm in the dark. I love the dark.
That was after the show was over, I think.
Oh fuck.
That's like after the show's over and they have that little after show bit where they do some promos.
Yeah.
Yeah, that promo was better,
Yeah.
but this one was okay. But like then he starts asking questions about like Shawn Michaels and Vader, and he just goes, HBK did what nobody else did before last year, and he entered the Rumble and won the whole thing like at number one, which
Mm-hmm.
that's true. And then Vader, he's just like, I'm checking my watch and it says Big Daddy Cool Time. It's just like, he might as well have just done that or whatever.
Mm. But yeah, uh, Diesel had his interview with Todd Pettingzoo. And it was like you said, it was kind of weird. And I got my promos mixed up, which will be later on.
He had a couple promos. He had a lot of camera time tonight. Diesel was a big part of the show, really.
It was kind of weird. It's kind of like well, actually, it's not weird because they're booking him to face Bret Hart soon. But uh, it's just we should have had this when he was champ. But I understand corporate people wanted him to smile.
The attitude. Vince didn't get it yet. He still thought he had to book his baby faces like Hulk Hogan.
Like the 60s and 70s and 80s.
um, Up next, we got the Body Donnas with Sony versus the Smoking Guns, who are it's Billy and Bart Gunn, tag
Mm.
champs for the WWF World Tag Titles.
Is that Tom Pritchard as Zip, by the way?
That is Tom Pritchard. He looks fucking miserable, doesn't he?
Yep.
He looks so unhappy. You can tell he hated cutting his hair a lot. Apparently, I don't blame him because it's like that's his thing. Because it's like think about like some people kind of make fun of him a little bit because sometimes when he does those when they do promos he's like fluffing his hair up.
Yeah.
That's just I guess that's his nervous tick or something when he's like standing there he doesn't know what to say or he's not supposed to say anything yet.
And
But
now he
like
just has like a stare. He just has a
he
stare now.
he just looks like a guy. He just looks like a fucking guy with a bad haircut now. Just and he looks miserable. But Sunny gets on the mic and she's like, I've got Skip and now I got Zip. And pretty soon I'm going to have the world tag titles.
Um. So here's where I'm starting to get annoyed a little bit, but I understand like Chris Candino and like Sonny, like they're doing like this semi-serious, semi-comedy type of tag thing going on here because like she keeps on doing this thing where she's like we're gonna get the gold and then like the partner does something stupid and they all like fight with each other and stuff. And obviously, this is leading. I think this is leading to Sonny breaking off from them and being this like I don't know, sex object.
Well,
Eventually,
I remember what happens. Do you remember what happens?
I don't remember what I. Here's the thing. As a young child, I started like paying attention to women when Lita and Trish were around. And I always mixed up Sonny and Sable, even though I know they're different. Uh,
Very different.
very different. I just always like I heard an ass. I'm like, is that Sunny Sable? I don't fucking know. And then obviously, you know, both Pats like It becomes the wife of Brock Lesnar, and then Sunny becomes this fucking porn addict that became fat and does drugs and now is arrested and stuff. So,
Now she's in jail.
yep,
She drove without her license and hit somebody.
what an idiot.
God damn. But anyway, um, what happens with Sunny later is she turns on the Body Donnas, gets with Smoking Guns, and they turn heel.
Oh, okay.
So she gets with them, I guess, because she's like, I'm tired of these. I'm tired of losing. Fuck you guys. And then she just gets with them.
Mm.
But I don't remember when it happens. I think it's this year. But
It has to be soon because what other tag teams are there besides these two?
the SWAT team, and I don't even know who they are. We'll get into that later. But like, I don't know what the other tag team, Owen and Yokozuna, sometimes, and
Those two black people that we see in fucking the Rumble that are teammates apparently.
the SWAT team is what Vince called them.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then like who are the other tag team? The Spiders. I think those are just like local guys that they had on Raw and they jobbed, and
Yeah, I don't know.
they don't have a tag division right now. Really, it's kind of like dead. But anyways, this match was pretty good, I thought.
Yeah,
Because
it was a fun match to watch.
I think it was because Tom Pritchard's in this match, and he probably. I have a feeling because there's a lot of things I noticed in this match that reminded me of like, oh, that's like Midnight Express. That's like Heavenly Bodies. That's Jim Cornette probably told them to do this. Like I could tell, but so he probably helped put this match together if I had to guess. But anyways, there's a little play-by-play here. I won't do all of it because a lot of stuff actually happens in this match. But it's not fast. It's just that a lot of things happen, and it gets to a point where it's hard to keep up.
Yeah.
But Skip did like a head scissors out of nowhere. This is like how the match starts. And up to this point, we've never really seen him do anything that fancy before.
Mm-hmm.
And then Billy just backdrops him and throws him out of the ring, which is kind of funny. And then they Skip and Zip start double teaming. They get Billy, they fling him out, and the Body guys hit a double elbow on Bart. Bart rolls out on the apron, like, oh, hell, like he rolled out and he's picking himself up. And they try to do that old slingshot trick where it's like both guys grab the rope and the other guys got the ropes and they like pull back on the ropes so they fling him in.
Yeah.
But Bart sees it. He goes, so they don't pull him in. And then they're like, what? It didn't work. And he grabs the ropes and slings him out. That was funny.
That was funny, yeah.
It was a good babyface spot, too, because, like, that's something a lot of people they forget about how to book a babyface, like, in a match. Like, the psychology of what they should do is you can't have babyfaces look dumb because people get sick of them when they look dumb. They have to be smart. They have to outsmart the heels.
Yeah.
And that's a simple spot that illustrates that.
But you see how, like, the comedy wrestling comes into play with the seriousness? It's kind of, like, interesting in a way.
Heels can't afford to be made fools of. That's kind of like their role a little bit. So you could do a little bit of comedy with like heels like that. Like that's not comedy wrestling. It's just they tried to do something and messed up, and then the babyface outsmarted them. And naturally it's just kind of funny.
Yeah.
So nobody looks stupid really. They're getting their ass kicked for a while, the Body Donnas are. So Sonny starts flirting with Bart to distract him. And this is like that old duh woman like spot that works on baby faces. It's like they've never seen a woman before.
Yep.
Which is like that. I just got done talking about how you can't make baby faces look dumb, and then they do. Because Billy Gunn runs the ropes and knocks her off the apron because she's trying to do something. And then, like, he's like, oh, no, because he accidentally almost killed a woman, you know? So he goes out there and he's like, are you okay? Can you move? Do you feel all your arms and legs? And then Zip and Skip start beating the hell out of him like they owe him money. Yep. And then, like, Sonny gets up and starts laughing and walks away, which was actually kind of good. And then Mr. Perfect is hilarious in this match. He's got all these zingers and shit. Like he keeps drawing attention to Sonny's ass, which I think is funny.
Yep.
And then, like he's like, I've seen that view before. Like he says something like that, just some offhand comment. Just, and then he says things like, "See, McMahon, Sonny's different from all the other women. She's smart." And then Vince is just like, "Stop it! You can't say that." I noticed Sonny does this thing that Jim Cornette does. Did you see it?
No, what part?
When everybody's down, or like it looks like maybe the heels are in control or something, you notice he starts pounding the mat. He goes like he starts doing that, and it's like supposed to he's trying to motivate his guy to get up or like stay on him. But what he's really doing is he's getting the crowd to start trying to get the babyface to cheer him on.
Oh,
it's a neat little thing I noticed that he does. She's doing it too. So, but they get heat on Billy for a little bit. They do double team spot with Zip, but it backfires. And this part was funny too. They shoulder tackle each other. Skip and Zip do. And then Skip bumps heads with Billy, and all three guys go down. So it's just like, oh, I've never seen three guys knock each other out before. And then I think, let's see, here's the finish. Yeah, they screw up another double team where Zip accidentally backdrops Skip, and then the Guns kill Zip with their double team sidewalk slam leg drop from the top rope thing. Why did they never name that move?
I don't know.
You could have called it like I said, the last rodeo. Whatever, fuck, just call it something. Like, but they're too complicated to not give a name. But Sonny has the referee distracted, and Skip goes to the top rope. He drops an elbow on Bart, and then he illegally trades places with Zip, and then he almost got three, and that was a good near fall. They try to double suplex Bart, but Billy recovers. He spears Zip. And Bart small packages Skip, and he gets three. That's the finish.
Yep. And then obviously Sonny is pissed off at the Body Donnas losing once again.
They got close though.
Yep. I gave this match a 6.4 out of 10 because I thought this was a more entertaining match to watch than the last one. It had a little more zing to it, and it also just had a good storytelling in a way, a little bit. With the
I rated it a little higher than you. I gave it 7.2.
Oh,
well, it was a good tag team match where they were doing like good tag psychology stuff, and there was like tricks and unique spots, and I feel like we've been starved for like that kind of action in a tag match for a really long time. So it felt good to see it again.
Yeah. I gotta go use the bathroom real quick. I can still hear you, so discuss what's next. I can hear you.
Okay, so they replay a Billionaire Ted segment from last Raw, the one where you're talking about, oh, can you guys do anything new or whatever? Or like, can you do a top rope move? And he's talking about the Nacho Man, the guy who was known for his top rope offense. They act like he can't do it. But whatever, it sucked. Then they do a recap of the Goldust Razor feud so far. And that's good, because this is like the top feud in the company right now, it feels like. I mean, Bret and Undertaker isn't really like a feud. It's just like the big match they set up, the main event. This is a feud. And it looks like to me we missed a couple beats in this build. And I'm assuming, because there was things that happened in this recap package that like I don't remember us seeing. And I think that stuff probably happened on Superstars or something. But whatever. This is still in that era where they still try to get angles moving forward on like Superstars, I guess. And things will happen on there, and if you don't watch Superstars, you just miss it. But the next match is Goldust with Marlena. They just call her that woman, but I know who that is, so I'm just going to call her Marlena. uh, versus Razor Ramon, who's the champion for the WWF Intercontinental Championship.
Yeah, and like you said, I saw things. I was like, hey, I don't remember that, but I
Yeah, I
don't.
don't remember like the tattoo reveal or like these other stuff, these different angles, and like I think that was superstar stuff we just didn't see.
Yeah,
But
but the gold is on the line.
the gold,
Intercontinental.
it's all about the gold.
Mm-hmm.
The
Gold.
gold.
And
um,
I've noticed with Goldust, because you did bring it up about Marlena and they're trying to like back off on the whole gay community thing. Um, I also noticed like Goldust, yeah, he does the mannerism where he's like gold when he like rubs himself, but he's doing less of it if you notice.
except he was also doing really sexual touching
Yeah,
in this match anyway.
yeah,
So he's doing less of this, but he was also like doing things like touching his ass and like rubbing his hips and all this other stuff, which is
yeah,
arguably worse.
yeah.
Um, yeah, Marlena Goldust's director has debuted in this
Terry
match.
Reynolds, right?
Yep, and she's been a manager or I guess really more like a valet than a manager. But she did that WCW for a little bit, and I guess she's just been off, not doing anything since like the early '90s. But now she's here.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I think I said it in the chat that I think they put her with him to help get heat off of him with network executives and sponsors. Because it's like, why are you putting this weird gay guy on TV? And they don't like it because it's the mid 90s, okay?
Yeah.
You didn't see gay anything on TV, like ever at all. Not yet. Like, I think there's some sitcom later where they have a guy who's gay, but whatever. It's like, it's in a couple of years. I don't remember which one it is.
Something Grace.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace, there you go.
That's what I don't think that's on yet, right?
No, because you have Friends and then like Seinfeld and then it's Will and Grace, I think.
Roseanne.
Yeah, and Roseanne.
But yeah, if he's with a hot woman, he can't be gay, right? Like that's supposed to quell that.
Yeah.
Goldust has new gear now, and I think he's reached his final form here. He's leveled up.
Yeah, this is Super Saiyan Goldust.
This is the Goldust we all know that
Yeah.
everybody thinks about in this kind of outfit, and he's not doing weird things like fucking with his gloves all the time, and it seems pretty comfortable in his role now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, the match. Razor does some shoulder thrusts, and he's working the arm, and he does a headlock. And Goldust gets away, and then they're kind of like doing mind games, like he's fucking with him, like, am I going to dive in or not, or he's being weird. And then they do waistlock exchange, and then Goldust feels Razor up from the waistlock, and then he freaks out, just gets away from him.
Oh, that's why after I saw that part, I went into Facebook Messenger. I'm like, I'm watching Razor Ramon being homophobic in this match, essentially, and he just wants to beat up this gay dude.
Well, he didn't consent to this touching of this nature.
I know.
He's doing it without consent.
But in today's nature, to be like, look, that gay guy just wants to love you. Like, why are you being so homophobic, you bigot?
Because we're having a fight. We're having an allegedly professional fight.
Yeah.
It's weird. But anyway, Goldust slaps Razor, and then Razor takes him down and slaps him a bunch, and then he gets up and he slaps his ass. Because I thought he's like, oh, you want to be gay? I'll be gay back. And he felt like he's going to fuck with him. And then Goldust really enjoyed it because he started doing that thing I was talking about earlier where he's like touching his ass and just being weird. And then Razor punches him and Goldust rolls out of the ring. And then he's like going to chase him and he hides behind Marlena. And I'm like, wow, we're fucking heel.
Dude, I love that, by the way. Like, it's classic heel shit when they heel hides behind a woman and stuff.
Yeah.
But like Goldust is like playing it up. like he's like pushing her towards Razor, and obviously Razor's being like, "I'm the bad guy, man, but I ain't that bad, man."
Yeah, he doesn't just slap her.
Yeah.
They get back in the ring and go at it again. You're doing headlock, takeover, head scissor exchanges. You know, when the guy gets him in the headlock takeover and then he flops out of it like a fish and then puts the guy in the head scissors.
I will critique Goldust a little bit because of his chubbiness, where he was struggling with the head scissor lock at times, where Razor had to put himself into between his legs.
He's a little. He's not as good shape as he used to be, but
Yeah,
he can still go.
yeah. I mean, it still looked believable. I wasn't insulted in any way, but I did notice his chubbiness was like, gotta wait a little bit.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Goldust keeps losing these exchanges, and he keeps just rolling out of the ring and hiding behind Marlena. And like
Mm-hmm.
they do everything in threes. You should in wrestling. And the third time, he just picks her up and like moves her out of the way, and then they start fighting each other again. But I
Did
think
you like what Mr. Perfect said? He's hitting a woman.
he's hitting a woman. It's like he's not hitting her. He's moving her out of the way. Goldust like gets he like punches him though. He sucker punches him when that happens,
Mm-hmm.
and then he's able to like get advantage finally. He does like a bulldog. He gets two. He's choking Razor on the rope, and then Marlena. I like this spot. She got like in his face because Razor's like leaning on the ropes, like oh, his face is outside of the ring, and she gets like up in his face and blows a bunch of gold glitter shit in his face, and it fucks him up.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh, that was cool. And then Goldust hits a face crusher, and he does like a neck breaker for two, and then he does a sleeper hold, and then Razor gets up and he positions himself to where he blocked the referee's view. Like he backed the referee into a corner, and he's facing him, and Goldust has him in the sleeper hold behind him. So the ref can't see. So Razor does the old mule kick to the sack.
Did you notice the crowd was like weirdly confused by that? By the way,
They had a mixed reaction to it,
yeah.
and I think it's because they're still not quite there yet in terms of like I guess accepting like anti-heroic actions.
Mm-hmm.
Like Razor Ramon's kind of like the early the genesis of that kind of a little bit because he's
Yeah.
that's kind of how he is after he's a babyface. And people were liking him anyway when he was a heel.
Yeah, I just think like people are still programmed like the old school ways where like, oh, a face would never hit someone in the nuts. That's in the no-no zone. And like they're like, oh my god, he kicked him in the nuts. What's happening over here? And then they're like, oh, but we hate Goldust because he's weird.
There's a lot of mixed emotions in this match.
Mm,
I think yeah, like I figured they would have cheered it because Goldust's such a weirdo and he's being weird. You could take it like he's being weird to fuck with his opponent and get
mm,
some kind of weird psychological advantage over him. So why not kick him in the nuts to even
yep.
it out a little bit? But Razor starts doing his comeback. He punches. He gets a choke slam for two. He does the sack of shit Mang and gets two. Then Goldust is down, and then Razor's like, "I'm gonna do the fucking Razor's Edge. It's over." But Marlena gets up on the ring to distract Tim White, the referee, and then she starts acting like she twisted her ankle. And then he's like, "What's wrong?" And she's like, "I can't move." And then 1, 2, 3 kid comes out of nowhere. He comes out from nowhere and is on the top rope, and he does like a spinning wheel kick. It hits Razor in the back of the head,
Yeah, it
and
looked
he gets
sick, by the way. I actually
it. Did,
liked it.
it looked good, and then Goldust covered him, and he got 3, and he won the title.
Yeah, you know it's funny? Like I didn't remember Goldust being IC champ, and I was like, I actually popped. I was like, holy shit! I was like, oh fuck, he won. He's the IC champ now. But then obviously it clicked in. I'm like, this is '96. This is like leading to where both Kevin Nash and Scott Hall leave WWF, essentially.
Yeah, and I remembered that Goldust won the title though, and it was still I couldn't remember how he won it. And it's funny because I watched this pay-per-view when I was a kid, but I don't remember this match at all for some reason. But it was a good finish. It protects Razor a little bit. He got beat because of interference. Goldust won still, even if it was cheaply, he won. I thought it was a pretty good match. I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 7.2. It had good heel stuff moments in there with Goldust and Marlena. We call it Razor had some good moments where he's just like, fuck this weirdo dude, and he's like starts slapping him and tried to do reverse psychology by slapping him in the ass, but he liked it. And
didn't work.
Yeah. I have a feeling that was Razor's note. He's like, I'm gonna slap you in the ass and you're gonna like it. Or something
Maybe.
like that.
Yeah.
But I had a good pop at the end, and I just thought this was good. The greatest thing about Scott Hall is like he'll put someone over. He's like the nicest dude ever. But
unless you're
like,
Shane Douglas.
Yeah. But fuck Shane Douglas.
Yeah, kind of fuck him anyway, I guess. But like, when it came to putting somebody else over, he usually wasn't really stingy about that. So I don't. The only thing I'm not real sure about anymore is I remember him saying, "Oh, I don't want to work with this Goldust guy, man, because like it's weird and I don't like it. It's making my kids ask questions and shit." But I kind of wonder how much was that contract stuff playing into that. And they just kind of pulled him out of that feud, maybe.
It would have been funny, like, I'll be gay if you want. Just put a couple more zeros on my contract. I can totally see Scott Hall being doing that.
He did that at the, well, he didn't do that, but he did something like that at the MSG show where they did the curtain call. That was going to be like that was their last show, Nash and Hall. And then, like, he had a match earlier in the show, and I don't remember who he fucking beat, though. Might have been, I think it was Triple H. But he looked back at the crowd was going apeshit because there were enough smart fans in there, and there was chatter, and everybody that kind of knew somehow, like, oh, they're leaving. It's New York, so it's like they're smarter than the other audiences are. But they were cheering Razor and stuff, and then he like looked at the back. He pointed at Gorilla back there behind the curtain, and he's just like, "Come on, you give me more of this, I'll stay." And the crowd was going like, "Yeah, pay him more money." It's just like wanted him to stay, and it didn't happen though.
Yeah, I guess they didn't see it.
Because I don't think he wanted to leave either. I think I remember him saying that. He was like, "Listen, just pay me more money and I'll stay." And Vince couldn't pay him more money. So.
They showed the WrestleMania promo. And also they had sound bites of the Rumble participants. Did you have any favorites?
Yeah, I had some stuff to say about this. Before we get into that, the Rumble stuff, I got to talk about the doctor who treated Shawn Michaels. It's like this guy is standing, like it's obviously a room somewhere in the fucking arena. And there's like a blackboard with all the vaccinations he's supposed to give out written in chalk, and it's like in chicken scratch. Like it's really shitty handwriting. And he's like, Shawn Michaels is cleared and he's in good condition, and I'll be there in case anything bad happens to him. Like what doctor works in a place with a fucking blackboard and they write that they have that shitty chicken scratch handwriting talking about vaccines? It just looks fake as hell.
It's probably Vince being like, I'm going to do a promo and I need you to write something on a chalkboard. I don't care what it is. Measles.
Mumps. The guy was probably a real cable puller and told him to put on a fucking doctor coat and try to pretend he's a doctor. Something like that.
He doesn't get it yet until like that awesome Stone Cold beating up Vince McMahon type of shit going on. He hasn't got.
Oh yeah, you can totally believe that guy was a surgeon, like a 6'2" jacked surgeon.
Yep.
Well, I'll take it from here, nurse. No. He just starts freaking out. But anyways, that Owen said he's going to retire HBK for good this time.
Yeah, I like that one.
And I'm like, when he started talking, I'm like, where's the Owen Shawn Michaels feud? Like, why is that not building? And they answered my question, I guess, later. Because I was like, where's the feud? It just needs a feud.
Yep.
Jake Roberts is here. This is his return officially. And I forgot what he said. He said cool shit. He said the devil is back or something.
Yep.
The devil's back. King called everyone peons and said it's called the Royal Rumble for a reason. So he says he's going to win it. And then Vader's just shouting and headbutting a locker, and Jim Cornette's yelling about how powerful he is.
Dude, that's so fucking cool. I loved it.
That was great. Shawn Michaels says he's back in the saddle and he won the Royal Rumble last year and he'll do it again. Like, that's kind of, he's just in HBK. He's in the HBK zone now.
Yeah, now he's not in that weird like actor serious doing a monologue type.
I'm a 12-year-old boy in a 30-year-old man's body. Whatever the fuck that was.
But yes, I actually did like the camera angle of Vince and Mr. Perfect with the monitors in front of them and Vince explaining the rules. I kind of wish they did that more often. Like, I know they do it where they have the overlay where they show you the font now, but I kind of wish they'd like had a side camera like they did in this one where Michael Cole.
Yeah, it was like a 3/4 view where you were like seeing more of the crowd kind of behind them, but like they're the big focal point of the shot in the front. And it's just a different shot. That's something I wish everybody would do a little bit. WWE started to do it more now since they got rid of Kevin Dunn, thank God. Like that, all that stuff's been a lot better. So they're doing that kind of stuff more.
Yeah, it's being more personable with the announcer that you're listening throughout the whole fucking show.
It's just, you'd be amazed how much let's just do a different camera angle this time helps. Oh my God. Instead of everything being static and it looks the fucking same all the time.
Yep. But Royal Rumble and Hunter Hearst Helmsley comes out against Hog. And that's
they're the first two.
Yeah, they have like a mini match going on before obviously Bob Backlund comes out, and I'm like, fuck, he's still relevant, I guess.
He's still running for president.
Yeah.
Henry O. Godwin, for everybody that doesn't get the Hog reference. But yeah, like the order, I got the order of entrance written down, and I guess I'll just go over that real quick. Okay. And then we'll get into like any notes because it's hard to you can't do blow by blow Royal Rumble. That's just stupid. It's just too much. And like, why?
Obviously, like Royal Rumbles, like the beginning of the match, you usually watch to see it because they usually have like a mini match before number 3 comes out. And then that's when the show kind of moves a little faster where you get all these entrants. You have like these jobbers that come out, legends that come out, and then you have the people that come in the middle and have a little match, and then everybody lays on the ground acting like they're all hurt and stuff, or they'll stay in the corner and beat each other up for a while. And then when it gets near the end, that's when you pay attention a little bit more. But throughout I will say throughout this Rumble, had me go, oh, what's going on here? Like when Vader, I'll let you do the entrance person, then I'll tell my notes.
So here's the order of everybody that came out. In order they entered the ring. Hunter Hearst Helmsley, Henry O. Godwin, President-elect Bob Backlund, Jerry the King Lawler, Bob Holly, King Mabel, Jake the Snake Roberts, Dory Funk Jr., this feels random, Yokozuna, 1-2-3 Kid, Amari. Do you know who that guy was?
No.
I have no idea who he is.
Me either.
I guess I should have looked him up on Wikipedia. Savio Vega, Vader, Doug Gilbert. That feels random as hell. Doug Gilbert's in this match. He also looked really out of place. a SWAT team member, another SWAT team member, Owen Hart, Shawn Michaels, Hakushi Casino Tataka, Aldo Montoya, Diesel, comma, the Ringmaster, Barry Horowitz, or as Mr. Perfect calls him, Barry Horriblewitz, Fatu, Isaac Jacob, Marty Jannetty, British Bulldog, Duke the Pedophile Droze.
So maybe in the 90s, like having him at number 30 is like, whoa, he's back. Because we haven't seen him in a while, right?
Um, no, I think he's been there for a little bit. Uh, I
Maybe he's
don't
not on
know.
Raw a lot.
I think he's mostly been on Superstars because we've watched all the Raws and haven't seen fucking hide nor hair of him,
Yeah.
which is like weird.
But like when he comes out at number 30, I'm like, oh, okay. But I know who's gonna win. But like at the same time, like usually number 30 is special, but maybe it's still too early.
Sometimes they put some fucking loser in number 30 spot too, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I'm not mean at this time Druk the Dumpster Droze is just a mid card wrestler. He's not even like, you know, he's just starting out there.
Yeah.
So Takao Amori is an all Japan wrestler.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know, I've never heard of him.
Me either.
So like I don't know anything about him really. Um okay. So now we can get all in our little notes here about the match. By the way, Shawn Michaels got the most eliminations, which is I didn't think I'd say that.
Yeah, with all those big dudes in there, like Yoko and Vader and shit.
Mabel. He got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. He eliminated 8 people.
Damn. Well, then again, I think Vader did also, but it was unofficially because he did it illegally.
Vader eliminated 4 people.
Yeah.
He's just in your head. You thought he eliminated more people because of how badly he beat the shit out of people.
Well, no, there was a part where like he got eliminated, and
Oh,
then
you're talking about that? Yeah, yeah.
yeah, he came back in, and then he started throwing people over the ropes, and like, and they were like, oh, and that's so funny because that's where like the unwritten rule of wrestling sometimes happen, where like when Vader did it, it was illegal, but at certain times where people come back eliminated and throw them over the ropes, it counts
Like
sometimes.
Hulk Hogan can pull Sid over the ropes and eliminate him, even though he's eliminated.
Yeah,
Fucking stupid shit like that. Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. Hunter and Henry O. Godwin start us out. They have a nice little match for a little bit. Like those guys have pretty good matches against each other. It's weird. I don't know what it is. They have a chemistry.
Mm-hmm.
And
Chemistry
then
is there.
President Bob Backlund enters. And I swear to God, Hunter's been like destroying Godwin's eyes this whole time. I raked him, I poked him like multiple times. Then Jerry Lawler comes out and he tries to ally up with Backlund and Elmsley. And you think like, oh man, he's fucked. Henry Godwin's it's over for him.
Mm-hmm.
Lawler goes and gets his slop bucket. It looks like he's going to slop him. But he's able to like kick him and grab the bucket, and then all the heels jump out of the ring through the ropes, not over,
Mm-hmm.
and they get slopped. So he turned the tables on him. This kind of like gives him it evens the odds for him a little bit there because they're all like, "Oh fuck, it's gross," and they're all thrown off their game now.
Yep.
And then Jake Roberts comes out and he gets a huge pop.
Mm.
And I remember watching this when it happened and he came out. My great uncle was there, and he always liked Jake Roberts. He's like, "Oh yeah, it's awesome." He was like, he got super into it and shit. He was like, "He better win." He got so pissed off when he got eliminated. It was funny.
I like how he threw the snake into the ring and everybody fucking fled.
That was cool. Yeah, he came in with the snake bag, and just when he got in there, he just dumped this giant python out of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a big snake. And then like everybody cleared the ring. And that got a huge pop too.
Mm-hmm.
But Jerry was the only one that didn't get out. He got the snake on him. and then he like flipped. He had like a seizure and got out of the ring.
Yep.
Then they get back to fighting, and then the crowd's chanting DDT. And like so far, Jake Roberts is like the most over guy in the match.
Yep.
Jerry Lawler is hidden from view for like the rest of the match, pretty much.
Yep.
It's like he fucked off and hid under the ring.
Literally.
Yep. Yokozuna comes out. Business starts picking up. He throws Backlund out like immediately when he gets in the ring. I saw Mabel do the splash that injured Godwin. Did you catch that?
Yep.
Because like he hit him, and you noticed he went. It wasn't like a sell. He like went, oh, and he was like holding his back, and he just looked like really uncomfortable. And then like you notice he just disappeared from the match. He didn't get eliminated.
Oh, so he got injured and he just said fuck off, right?
They just pulled him out of the match, and they didn't call any attention to it. Yeah. So yeah, he fucked his back up, and I think that's probably what got him fired. That put him on the road to getting fired pretty quickly after this.
Mm-hmm.
Kid enters the match, and then Razor comes out of nowhere and starts chasing him around. And then, like, the officials stop Razor so he's able to, like, participate in the match. So he doesn't catch him. Jake's firing off with a comeback. He's doing jabs, and he hits 3 clotheslines on Yokozuna and knocks him down, and that got a big pop. That was cool. Savio Vega comes in and hits a spinning wheel kick on Mabel out of nowhere, and that causes Yokozuna to throw Mabel out. That's his finisher, by the way, that spinning wheel kick.
Yep.
I don't know if a lot of people know that. It's just like, oh, he just did a wheel kick. No, that's his finisher. But what were you gonna say?
No, I was gonna say that's insane what he did.
Yeah, it was cool. Jake throws that Omari guy out from All Japan. I almost said New Japan. Vader comes in and he starts pummeling people and no-selling shots from like different guys that try to hit him, and that rules.
Yep.
But you see like Bob Holly come up and he kicks him in the gut, and just Vader doesn't even acknowledge him, and he keeps walking across the ring. This is great. Savio randomly eliminated Dory Funk Jr. I'm so confused about why he's in that match.
Yeah, me either.
I think at that point in time, he has a relationship with the company where he helps train guys for them. I think like that's like when I think he's starting his wrestling school, or he's already had it for a couple of years, but now they have like a hookup thing going.
And maybe they're kind of short of superstars to put in this Royal Rumble. Maybe
that could be it too. Yeah, because like I don't know, that's kind of about their whole roster, right? Except for like the guys that were in the tag match earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Goldust, Razor, they've already had matches. Jeff Jarrett got banned from the Royal Rumble. Ahmed ate a guitar.
Yep.
There's really nobody else, I guess. Doug Gilbert entered the Royal Rumble, and he looked like such a damn dweeb. And what the fuck was that music they gave him? Do you remember his entrance music?
No, I don't remember.
It was like this. I swear to God, it was like Vince went for like the most stereotypical hillbilly sounding yeehaw shit and gave him that for his music. It was literally like banjo plucking, fucking violin.
I think I remember because I was like, who is that? I was like, Doug Gilbert, because I thought it was like, I don't know. I thought they were like bringing out some other country stuff that guy that was coming out, or like maybe like a Godwin or something like that. I don't know.
Mr. Perfect tried to fill in the gaps. Like he did try to explain who Doug Gilbert is. If nobody else knows who Doug Gilbert is, Doug Gilbert is Eddie Gilbert's younger brother. Who he said that on air, and then he said he's from the NWA. Or the USWA, I'm sorry. So there you go. But USWA kind of became like a weird pseudo farm promotion for WWF around that time.
Oh,
like
yeah?
that's where Ahmed Johnson came from.
Oh, okay.
So they have like a relationship there too. There's like some kind of working relationship there. Um, let's see. Jake hit a DDT on Savio Vega that got a huge pop, but the truck missed the shot. That was bullshit. It's
Mm.
like you saw him, he had him in the front face lock, and you saw him do the slap, and then like he fell back, and then like the truck went, this camera shots went somewhere else, and you didn't see it. It's like, no. Vader, again, Jake was going to DDT Doug Gilbert, but Vader clubs him, and Jake just flies out of the ring. I was like, man, I would at least let him DDT that guy too, and then he could get him. Like, come on. Whatever. A random fat guy came out in a mask to the ring, and then Vince, that's one of the Samoan SWAT team, not Samoan SWAT team, that's one of the SWAT team members. And I'm like, who's that? Like, do you know who this guy is?
No, I didn't know. I was like, who are these guys?
I'm gonna look them up now too, but I'm gonna get back to them in a second.
Oh, I gotta let my dog out. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
That's okay. I'll keep recounting this. Vader is like still in the ring killing guys. He's killed Doug Gilbert specifically, and then he tosses him out like a sack of shit. So that was good to see. And then he clubs that fat guy that was like the SWAT team member until he just flies out of the ring too. And then Vader and Yokozuna kind of like they have a moment in the ring where they size each other up. And it's like, oh no, these two big guys are gonna go at it, and then they start fighting. And then like that gets a big pop because it's these two huge guys they're gonna fight. That's just a natural reaction in wrestling for some reason. But this other SWAT team guy comes out who looks identical to the other one. Like you can't tell them apart. And when he's coming out, it's like they have like this the other one that got thrown out, he stops and talks to him for a second. And then they both start coming to the ring. So the guy that got thrown out is going to get back in the ring. That's what happens. Vader starts fighting both of these guys by himself. Who are like, these guys are fat. They're like almost 400 pounds or something. He's fighting both of them by himself. And then Yokozuna and Vader throw them both out. So, all the good that did. Vader and Yoko start double teaming Savio Vega, and I'm like, oh my god, poor Savio. Put him in a body bag. Then Shawn Michaels hits the ring. He comes out, that's Big Pop, and he starts fighting the other heels while Vader and Yokozuna are fighting again. And this really upsets Jim Cornette because he's managing both of them. He's like ringside having a fit, basically.
Yeah.
I popped for that. You probably heard me, but I was talking about when Vader fought two fat guys by himself. That was amazing.
Yep.
I marked out for that. I'm sorry. I was like, he's beating these huge guys up by himself. It was great.
Dude, his punches still look good. I've noticed he pulled back in WWF compared to WCW. Probably because WWF is like, hey, bro, like, don't do this stiff shots. We don't do this around here. But he still made it look good, like he was hitting them.
Yeah, he still landed solid shots. It's like most of the time, it's like on spots in the body that's like not your face or something.
Mm-hmm.
But I noticed specifically when he got with Shawn, he was kind of pulling him a little bit more.
Yeah.
Shawn doesn't like stiff hits and shit, usually, from what I understand.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see that soon where he gets frustrated.
Yeah, he gets frustrated, and it kind of kills Vader's whole WWF run, really.
Yeah.
And they're like fighting near the ropes, and they're kind of like leaning on the ropes. Both Vader and Yokozuna are like they're trying to force one another out. And then Shawn Michaels just comes over, fucking all 230 pounds of him, just flips them both out of the ring.
Dude, that was so cool. Like I marked out. I ain't gonna lie. Like I was like, oh fuck yeah. I was like, you just lifted those two fat dudes over the rope.
It was kind of funny. I kind of sat there and was like, that almost looked too easy. Like, how did he do that?
Well, you could always say, like, because they're struggling with each other on the ropes, that all he had to do was give them a little push, and gravity just
yeah, a little counterbalance there, and then oh no,
Yeah. So
you
it
see,
protected all three of them, essentially.
it did. They were distracted, and they were both halfway leaning out of the ring. I guess it's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, Shawn Michaels took two of the biggest guys out in one move. It's
Yep.
just funny. And then he press slammed a 1, 2, 3 kid out of the fucking ring. He's like, well, Shawn Michaels got to do a press slam. Oh my God. That doesn't happen often. Vader is pissed and he levels Yokozuna out on the floor. And then he gets in the ring and he press slams Shawn Michaels out of the ring.
And
And
he
then
starts
he throws,
tossing every.
yeah, he's throwing everybody out of the ring like the garbage.
It, I don't know if he did it on purpose, but it kind of feels like he doesn't know what a Royal Rumble is, and he's just fucking like tossing people. Like, I'm stronger than these fucks. What the fuck?
He did all that. And he goes, "Who's the man?" And it's like, well, I mean, he literally got back in the ring and just threw everybody out.
Yep.
Like, so, I don't know. I don't know if you can argue against him.
Mm,
For once, they decided to reinforce the rules here, and nobody's eliminated. They just get him out of the
yep.
ring. I mean, I guess I can see why, because it's like, well, he just ruined the whole match. It wasn't like he just pulled one guy out and they just like, fuck it, let him do it.
And they said it on commentary, so you weren't confused.
Yeah, they did let us know that's not legal. So, well, Vince, how
Mm.
come you don't reinforce the rules when Hulk Hogan does it? Just saying. Uh,
Well,
Shawn at one point gets knocked out through like the middle ropes, and he's like outside taking a breather or something. He's like pacing around, and then he's like starts looking at the fans like, "What? Like what is it? What?" And, and he's like, "The ring," and he points down at the ring. It's like the fans are trying to tell him Jerry Lawler's under the ring. And then he looks under the apron, and you hear, "No, no, no!" And he like pulls him out of the ring. That was funny.
yeah, that was cool.
And then he like throws him in, punches him a couple times, and he flies out of the ring. He gets eliminated. Big Daddy Cool comes in. He throws out Casino to Taco to go back to his casino.
Mm-hmm.
And he starts leveling everybody, even Shawn Michaels. The Diesel and Shawn start teaming up a little later. But it doesn't last because Diesel accidentally levels him. Like he did a double team thing. They were going to double team Kama, and then like he hit him, and he was like, "Oh well." Owen Hart came out and he eliminated Barry Horowitz immediately. And then he did the kick that killed Shawn Michaels on Shawn Michaels.
Oh, back to Barry Horowitz. I actually liked his Royal Rumble promotion, where he's like, I'm always the underdog, and that's what I'm gonna do here in the Royal Rumble." And I just fucking died laughing. I'm like, he's playing it up. I love it. I love it.
It's simple, but yeah,
Yeah.
it's funny. Um, and then Mr. Perfect's like, he's done because he did that before and it killed him, more or less. And then Owen goes to throw Shawn out, but like somehow Owen got thrown out. Like I didn't clearly see what happened.
Yeah, I think it was like the cameras fucked up or something like that. Because I was like, wait, what? Maybe it was like a turnaround or something, or maybe he tripped or fell. I don't know.
It probably that reverse thing where he's like he's going to throw him, and then Shawn Michaels all of a sudden goes no, and he sidesteps him and threw him out.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. And we just didn't see it. Yeah.
By the way, I hate at the end of Rumbles when they do that, where like it looks like one is gonna throw out, and then out of nowhere, like they Irish whip the other guy out or throw
It's
him over
very,
the top.
yeah, I kind of don't like that either. Usually,
Mm-hmm.
Sean and Marty fight in the match for a little bit. They got a good pop, and it was cool. And
A
they
very
did
old rival.
the old rival there. They do a head-on collision, and they knock each other out. Fatu came in and threw the ringmaster out of nowhere, and I thought that was kind of weird
Yeah, it is weird.
because I was like, I thought Vince was pushing Steve Austin, even though he's like the ringmaster right now. And Fatu threw him out.
See, they could have done an angle where Stone Cold ran over Rikishi instead of Rikishi running over Stone Cold.
You threw me out of the Royal Rumble 1996.
Yeah.
I never forgot. Wow. Oh my God. Then Isaac Yankem throws out Fatu, and then Duke the pedophile Drose is the final entrant. And then it's Bulldog and Shawn Michaels. They end up out on the floor, and then Owen comes out of nowhere and attacks Shawn Michaels because he eliminated him. And they gang up on him,
Mm-hmm.
and then we're down to the final four. It's Kama, which I did not expect. Bulldog, Shawn, and Diesel.
Yep.
Kama just feels so out of place.
Yeah, I don't know why he's there.
Well, the final four does not last long because HBK just takes Bulldog out pretty quick, and then Diesel took out Kama pretty fast too.
Yeah, they
So
wanted that final showdown.
there's Diesel and Shawn, and that doesn't even last that long because like it's literally like Diesel threw Kama out, and then turned around, and then Shawn Michaels hit switch sheet music, and then Diesel flew out of the ring.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't even get to be like, "All right, now I'm gonna bam," and he was out. Just he did it again. 2 years in a row.
Yeah, so HBK is the Royal Rumble winner, and then Diesel comes back and like celebrates with him. And I don't. Did you give Royal Rumble a score?
Yeah, I did. We score rumbles.
Okay.
I gave it a 7.
Yeah, I gave it a 7.7 because I actually enjoyed it. Because usually when we watch Rumbles, it could be really boring at times where you're just like, oh, they're hugging each other and stuff. There was a lot more storylines being told in this one compared to the other ones that we saw, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
they set up little angles in the match that got payoffs, and they had little feuds play out, little things for the
Mm-hmm.
most part. It didn't slow down that much. That's when a rumble sucks, is when they slow the pace down too much and they get bogged down and just, I'm gonna keep hitting you in the corner. We have to do this until somebody's supposed to come out here and shake the match up.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of that Alberto Del Rio fucking Rumble that he won. I was like, this is
That
boring
rumble
as shit.
sucked. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one of the worst ones.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I thought it was a good Rumble, even though I knew the winner and stuff because, obviously when Cody won back to back and we all know Stone Cold did it back to back, I was like, Shawn Michaels did it as well. And I was like, this is when it happens, essentially.
It's
Uh,
part of that elite group of back-to-back rumble winners.
hey, I noticed he's been saying the click a lot. Have you noticed that in his promos? He's saying click.
The Click, and like he's being cute, and that's how he's referring to his fans, really, on air. But
Mm-hmm.
I feel like he does that to get a rise out of people backstage, though, probably. Because
Yeah, because
the Click, God damn it.
yeah, because I can imagine like I don't know who's like maybe Pat Patterson, maybe Gorilla Monsoon, probably Jim Cornette as well, being like, "Stop doing this click bullshit," and he's like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna do it anyway," and like slide it in there.
Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know. All I know is HBK could always get away with things a lot of other guys couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
So
Here's here's what I want to bring up that I want to see more. Maybe not too much because if you do too much, it gets like overexposed. But Diesel's like upset that he lost a Rumble and he's just like staying there. And the main event match happens with the entrances with Bret Hart and the Undertaker, and like Diesel and Undertaker have like a is it Diesel and Undertaker
yeah, it's
or
those two.
yeah, that they get like in each other's faces and stuff. And I was like, I like that. That's interesting, you know, because
Yeah,
usually like today they'll be like, all right, you got to get off because the next match is happening or next segment's happening. This one is like he's sulking essentially and being like, "Fuck, I lost. What the fuck am I gonna do now?" And like, "Fuck you, Undertaker. Fuck you, bitch. Been talking shit to me. I'm gonna talk shit to you before your match."
yeah, that's what we started doing. Is I ain't afraid of the dark
Yeah.
and shit. And then he like just walked off.
Hmm.
Which I mean, he's like picking a fight with the Undertaker and just walking away, basically.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, HBK when he was doing the striptease thing, it was just weird. Just like, what the hell was
Yeah.
he doing?
I have no idea.
He was entertaining the fans. It's They high five though. Before Diesel was like back to being like, "Fuck, I lost again."
Yeah.
But yeah, I like that too because it makes the show feel more organic. Like
Mm-hmm.
instead of like, okay, this scene is over, we need to cut to some other scene so we can set up the next scene. It felt more like real, like this stuff is like happening in real time thing
Yeah.
instead of that. Uh, we roll into the next match. It's Undertaker with Paul Bearer against Bret Hart, who's the champion for WWF World Title.
Which this match was really slow, but it had like good moments in it. But what did you think of this match? Because I'm interested in your opinion on this match.
I like this match. It's not one of Bret's better matches, I think.
Mm,
Um, this match has a weird reputation online. There's a lot of like online critics who hate this match, like hate it, and they
like
say shit like,
hate.
"Yeah, like Bret phoned it in. He wasn't even fucking trying in this match." Like say shit like that, and like I don't remember the match. Like I told you, I watched this pay per view, but I didn't remember it, and I haven't seen it since.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I'm watching it for the first time again. And the only thing I know is a lot of people online who act like they're wrestling critics or some shit don't like this match.
Is it because it's slow and technical compared to like what we're seeing a little bit faster in the new generation?
I think so. I think that's why. It's like they don't think about psychologically how does this match work because it it's like everybody's just too stuck in. There needs to be moves. Moves need to happen, and they need to
Mm-hmm.
happen fast. Like, they like this technical wrestling when it's like that Zack Sabre Jr. fucking Q-tip looking guy doing like I'm gonna go around and do a whirly bird thing with wrist lock and transition into this thing and do that thing, and there's like no selling, there's no stopping for a minute to
Mm-hmm.
sell the fact that I've got this guy trapped in a hold and he doesn't know what to do. Like, like in real, like if somebody was really in a fight and they got put in a hold or something.
Mm-hmm. I just feel like Brett was wrestling a giant, and he was just he couldn't do what he usually does to other people.
That's exactly what it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I think Undertaker said this on his podcast recently when he was talking about it because the guy he used to do the podcast with that just disappeared and Michelle McCool took his place.
Listen, I know he loves his wife and everything, but it was way funnier with the dude, in my opinion. No offense to his wife.
I haven't seen his new stuff yet. He did one with Sean, so I want to see that.
Mm.
I want to see him talk to Sean. But
And it
like,
could and it could be an Undertaker thing where he's like, "Hey, brother, I just want to do a show with my wife, if that's okay." That could also be a reason as well.
it could have been a thing too where maybe their schedules didn't line up anymore because
Mm.
they got Matt Lyda, that dude that was his friend. They would talk often about how it's like I was so busy I didn't know when we were going to do this again. It's something they said quite a bit.
Mm. Okay.
So I know it looks weird because Mickey James was on that LFG show and she got replaced with Michelle McCool. And then everybody starts, oh, Undertaker replaced her with her wife. Oh, here we go. And it happens again on something different, it looks like.
Mm.
I don't think that's really what happened maybe in this case. I hope not, because that would kind of suck, because I agree with you. I like their chemistry better.
Yeah.
Because it was fun. I don't know. It was interesting because you saw Undertaker being himself with this guy who's his friend outside of wrestling,
Mm-hmm.
and he's not like a super fan, but he is a fan of wrestling. So it's like he approaches everything differently.
Yeah. Like with Cody's like podcast, I would love to have Cody and Kevin Owens be hosts for a podcast because they're funny as fuck together, dude.
When they were drinking, I saw clips of that where they were just Kevin Owens got drunk. You could
Yep.
tell,
Mm-hmm.
and he was funny as hell. Oh my god. I love that shit where he was talking shit about Ryback.
Yep.
And Cody started laughing and they had to censor it. And he's like, he sucks, whatever. He didn't give a shit. Oh my god.
Yeah,
I gotta watch that whole thing.
I gotta admit, like the Undertaker show is cool. Even with Michelle McCool, like there is some like cool moments in there. Um, but like Cody's show is funny now. I'm
Yeah.
loving this more candid side. I would love a fucking Randy Orton show. If somehow he would like make his own show, that would be fucking hilarious. Because you know he's funny as fuck. Yeah.
They told that story about him when they were in that restaurant. Like somebody spilled a bunch of drinks on him, and then
Yeah.
they ruined his shirt. And he's like, "Well, you didn't mean to do it, but you ruined my shirt." Like that was like his reaction.
It
It's like he was mad, but he wasn't.
was like very passive aggressive.
Yeah, but God. Anyways, though, I think going back to this match, I think people hate it because it's kind of slow and it builds over time. And it's like what you said, he's fighting a giant. And the whole reason I brought that podcast thing up was because he was talking about this match on there one time when they were talking about Bret Hart, and he was asking Taker, it's like, did Bret Hart push you when you guys would have matches? At that point in your career, because he was talking about how he's still kind of being the dead man character, you know. He's kind of slowly transitioning out of that, where he's not acting like a zombie all the time. And he's like, yeah, because I was trying to change how I'd work, but in my head, I'm still thinking I still have to be like this invincible guy that you can hardly hurt. So
Mm,
it makes things hard. And Brett's whole thing is he has to wear you down, but like, how do you wear down a monster?
yeah.
And what Brett said, he's like, it's like you're a Frankenstein. He kept calling him Frankenstein when they were talking about putting this match together.
Mm-hmm.
And I did notice there was spots where Undertaker started like limping, and he did kind of look like Frankenstein's monster a little bit.
Yep.
But that's what it was. It's like this smaller guy is trying to beat up a monster who's like can take a ton of punishment, basically. I mean, I don't have a whole lot of notes about the work. It's like Brett was dodging Taker's punches for a while, but Taker eventually catches it. Or no, Brett did get him in a corner. He kind of tricked him, started punching Undertaker, but like he just absorbed it all.
Mm.
And then he throws Brett in the corner and he starts beating the hell out of him and choking him. And then Taker just starts pummeling Brett. He lifts him like 7 feet in the air in that chokehold thing and just throws him.
Yep.
And then he starts doing other stuff. And then Undertaker did like a claw, like on Brett's face, which I thought was, well, that's interesting. I mean, you ever see Undertaker do that?
Yep.
So it's like you put Brett in like a hold that you'd think the Undertaker, you're not going to see Undertaker put an Indian Deathlock on, right? Why would he do that?
Yeah.
It's weird. I'm going to put a figure 4 on. No, Undertaker needs to do something like try to crush a guy's head.
I
Uh,
did. I did like Paul Bearer's involvement, where Undertaker is pinning Brett, and Brett puts his leg onto the rope, and then Paul Bearer pushes it off, and then
yeah.
uh, and then he tries to pin him again, and this time Brett hugs the fucking rope with his legs instead of putting just his leg on there. So I like that attention to detail.
Yeah, Paul Bearer was able to be kind of like heelish as a manager again.
Oh, the urn is back, by the way. It's not
Yeah,
chain.
they fixed the urn. They made it like they melted it back down to do a new urn.
Yep.
But yeah, it was cool that Paul was able to be kind of a heel manager again because he did that thing with the feet on the ropes. He helped Undertaker a couple other times too.
Mm-hmm.
And then let's see, Brett is able to get out of the corner. He starts coming back a little bit, does some clotheslines. Clotheslines Taker out on the floor. He dives, hits the dive, does some punches. And then he goes on the apron for another dive, but Taker catches him in like a bear hug. And then he runs him into his back into the post. Like he charges the far post and charges him into it. So Brett's down again, and they're out in the floor fighting. And then Brett throws Taker into the stairs, and he hits him with his knees. Undertaker does. He kind of just flips over them.
Mm-hmm.
and then you're like, oh shit! And like, it was a good stare spot. Uh, Brett's able to he hurt his knee, so he starts attacking his leg. And that's where you could argue this is where the match kind of slows down because Brett's working his leg.
Yep.
And that's where a lot of his time is spent when he's controlling the match. He's doing elbow drop on the knee.
But what do people expect him to do? Like German suplexes on this big ass dude, and then, the elbow drop is not going to work on him. Like, what?
No,
What
he
do
tried
they
it.
expect? I mean,
I don't know. Yeah,
Brett had to do a heel thing where he untied the turnbuckle to take him down.
he took his mask off, his protective face mask thing, and he was doing heel shit. Yeah, like what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
He even did the thing where he this is what I like about Bret Hart is he's a baby face, especially right now when he is a baby face. But when he gets cornered or he feels like I need to win this fucking match, he'll start playing dirty
Mm-hmm.
a little bit. He'll start doing that thing where he was throwing Undertaker's knee into the post. That's typically a heelish kind of action.
Yeah.
And he was untying the turnbuckle and trying to get his mask off and everything. And people started booing. There started being mixed reactions.
I kind of wonder if they were trying to do a double turn here, maybe. Maybe they were flirting with Brett being heel, maybe.
I think Bret realized in this match he has to be the guy that's going to be more heelish. Because I don't think they would boo The Undertaker right now.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knew that, so he figured I'll be that guy in that role in this match. It's the only way it makes any sense.
Yeah, I'm actually looking at some other people saying Brett phoned it in. I was like, really? How?
I don't know how. He was working pretty hard. It's just he's working. He has to work differently against this guy. You can't.
And he has to set up the Diesel spot.
Yeah.
It's not like he's going over. I mean, essentially he does with a DQ, but he's not going over cleanly. It's not like he buried fucking Undertaker.
Hell no.
Yeah.
This is something a lot of people don't understand about wrestling anymore. I notice a lot of fans because the psychology has just changed over time in wrestling.
Mm.
They feel like everybody who fights, okay, say CM Punk has to fight Drew McIntyre, and then let's say CM Punk has to fight fucking Seth Rollins, and then we'll say CM Punk has to fight I don't know, Omos, just to have somebody different.
Mm.
They would feel like CM Punk needs to wrestle all three guys the same way. They get mad if they don't. He needs to do all his moves. That's what they think.
Yeah.
But it's dumb. That's not how it works.
And I think people just they see life also this way, but I think they see anything in the story where it has to have this fairy tale happy ending where they'll go through all this turmoil and then they'll eventually win it at the end, essentially. And I think that's what they were expecting. I mean, even though Brett still holds onto the title, I think they were just being like, well, Brett's gonna fucking own the Undertaker, essentially. Or
I
the
don't
other
know
way
why
around.
anybody would. Yeah, I was gonna say I don't know why anybody would think that. I don't understand why nobody sees this where it's you shouldn't have it to where one guy decisively beats the other right now.
Yep.
Not right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that gets into things like how people hate, inconclusive finishes. They hate that now, especially more than ever. God damn it, the bell rang. We don't know who won. I hate this.
Yeah.
It's they don't understand.
It's kind of like when people watch movies and how they don't tell you everything at the end and they kind of keep it ambiguous and people go, oh, they didn't tell me what happened to him, man. Does he get to meet his family? Yeah.
God damn it.
You don't need that information. You don't.
It's for you to figure out. Fuck.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, though, Brett is working Undertaker's leg, but Undertaker starts getting desperate because he's fucking his leg up so much. So he's actually selling. which is something you don't usually see.
Mm.
Uh, and he's starting to get more vicious. He's ripping his face mask off, and he's like, they're fighting out on the floor. Undertaker chokes Brett with cables, which that's something you don't really ever see Undertaker do either. You don't see him grab foreign objects and try to like do something to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
And he threw him into the timekeeper's table like pretty violently. Then he hit him
Yeah.
in the chair with like he grabbed a chair and hit him in the ribs. They fight some more in the ring, and I'm just gonna go into the finish here, which is I think he shot Brett off into the ropes. He just tried to do a backdrop, but Brett DDT'd him and got a 2.
Mm-hmm.
Then Brett's doing his stuff, Russian leg sweep, bulldog. And I like this because Brett was hitting him with all his moves, and after every move, Undertaker sat up a little slower. He's gonna like put him in the sharpshooter, but Undertaker grabs Brett by the throat to get out of it, and then they run the ropes and they clothesline each other. So they knock each other out. Brett recovers first. He's gonna get like the turnbuckle pad off. He gets Taker's mask off. That pisses him off, and it seems like it kind of revives him. And they're fighting, but Brett still manages to throw Undertaker's head into the turnbuckle ring like twice. And then he's not dead though. This surprisingly doesn't really kill him. He just grabs Brett and tombstones him.
Mm-hmm.
And then you think, oh, he's gonna count 1, 2. Diesel pulled Earl Hebner out of the ring. And then Earl Hebner rang the bell.
And then there's that referee discretion stuff that happens, because usually what happens if a referee gets pulled, he'll like wag his finger at the guy, or he'll like get unconscious and then wake up and be like, who did that to me, even though there's another person there, and gets back in the ring, or another referee comes and counts. No, he got pulled, and then Earl Hebner like, what the fuck, ring the bell, and then DQ.
As it should be.
Mm-hmm.
This is like when people show up and get in the ring with weapons or something, or like they'll see the guy and he'll have a weapon in his hand, and you know his intent is to hit the guy,
Mm-hmm.
but like something happens where he doesn't hit him. That should be a disqualification. It used to be if a guy just even got in the ring and he wasn't supposed to be there, that would cause a disqualification.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago, though.
Now they have like counts, so like you'd be like, get out of the ring, 1, 2, and then when they reach the 4, like it's a DQ, but usually they get out.
Or if it's like AEW, they just stand there and watch him do everything.
Yep.
It's just, I'll just allow this to happen.
What'd you give this match?
I gave it a 7.7.
Okay, we're near. I'm a 7.6 because like I enjoyed the match. Everything that Brett does, you could totally see that it's carefully executed correctly.
Yeah, I get his how he wanted this match to go. It makes sense to me. I don't understand how nobody else gets it. I mean, I guess I sort of do. We talked about it for like 5 minutes, but I don't get it.
Then we go backstage for wrap-up interviews. Grill Munstons in the back talking about In Your House. Brett versus Diesel in a steel cage.
Oh yeah,
I was like, whoa,
cool, excited.
Because I think wasn't Diesel doing a promo, and that's where like the whole darkness shit happens, and then Undertaker comes and says, you know, I'm over my dead body, or was he telling that to Brett?
He's telling that to Diesel. He says, Gorilla's talking about the match, and then Undertaker comes up to Gorilla, and he says, make the match, but it'll be a cold day in hell before Diesel is the champion.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, whoa. And that's when Gorilla goes, okay, it's a steel cage match because the Undertaker just threatened me.
Yeah.
Basically. Sean got to do a little promo where he was talking about how he told everybody I was going to win. and he completed phase one of his plan.
Yeah, I like
And
it.
then he asks if he cares if he's going to face Diesel or Brett. He's like, "I faced Diesel before, but I don't care, even though Big D has a bad attitude lately."
Mm,
That was kind of it. He was just celebrating.
yeah. So overall show, um, it was a decent pay per view for WWF.
Yeah,
We had
there
a
wasn't really any bad matches.
no, they were all decent actually. I think I guess the lowest one we probably gave was probably Jeff Jarrett versus Ahmed Johnson, but like everything else was just great. Uh, Nothing where I was like insulted or anything. Very exciting things happened, even though we knew the results. So it was interesting to see that. And Mr. Perfect on commentary is really well, and I like it.
Yeah, I
So
like him on commentary too.
so I gave the whole show a 7.6 out of 10.
Let's see. Diesel and Undertaker seems to be like the big feud they're pushing right now
Hmm.
because they haven't made it clear. We know what the WrestleMania main event's going to be, but that's not clear yet.
Yeah.
And Vader is getting like a big push out of the gate, and that's cool. Uh, Even though we know it doesn't end well for him.
Mm.
Uh, the point is in WWF right now, it seems like they have all their top guys in the right spots, or they have plans for them all. And I don't know, it just seems like more different things are happening at the top of the card here, or even lower down the card, like with Gold Dust and Razor Ramon and shit. Like that was like a big feud. Like really,
Hmm.
it's not. It's going to end prematurely one way or another. But like, yeah, I gave this a 7.1.
I was a little
Uh,
generous.
I thought you would have scored it a touch lower, but yeah, the buy rate was good for this show. It had 269,000 with a 1.1 share, so that means it did really well. It doubled what the last Royal Rumble was.
Mm.
The attendance was like 9,600. It was a little bit lower compared to the last show, but I think they were like in a smaller arena. It was the Selland Arena in Fresno.
Yeah, I'd never heard of it.
Me either. I was like, "What is that?" It doesn't. At least it's not Smoothie King Arena or something stupid. Like,
Or like a giant stadium, because now like every fucking big pay per view in WWF has to be in this big stadium now with 2 nights.
because they get that money.
I get it. I get the business side of it, but it's just like it's number one, it's too much wrestling, and two, it's just like I like the old Madison Square Garden Royal Rumble where like they would come out of that weird entrance area. Um, it was like a
Or the
short,
WrestleManias that took place there.
yeah.
Yeah, um, I like different arenas that have different look. I don't know. It's it's nice that they're better about not dressing up the arena so much to make it all look like the same no matter where they go. They're getting better about that too.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause that kind of sucks. Like I don't know. We dealt with that for like several years.
Yeah.
Uh, but it's crazy. SummerSlam is like next Saturday or something. And I snuck up on me completely. Like it's happening already.
Yeah, it happened quickly. Uh, but back to the TV shows after Royal Rumble, we're going into WCW Monday Night Nitro, January 22nd, 1996. We are in Las Vegas, Nevada. We have the trio of Eric Bischoff, Bobby Heenan, Mongo, and the dog Pepe with his little hat.
He's,
They
he's
had
dapper. He's wearing a
yeah,
tuxedo.
yep. Because everybody's in the betting mood because they're in Las Vegas. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, cool.
Uh, so first match, they're doing like a Raw thing here, right? They're doing the Raw thing. Actually, no, it's the Hulk Hogan thing, where Hulk Hogan has to be the main event, even though it's not important, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's just fighting one man gang just because.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
not even
there's a
for the
kind of
title.
yeah, there's a promo after this match, which is Ric Flair versus Randy Savage for the WCW World Title. Big
Did
gold is on
you?
the line.
Yeah. Did you remember who showed up before that match started? Conan.
Oh yeah,
Conan.
yeah. Conan, he was behind with the Mexican title and stuff, and I was like, okay, all right.
Yeah, he just like walks up to the desk and he's like, "I'm Conan, and I have the Mexican Heavyweight Championship, and I'm going to defend it against Psychosis tomorrow." And I'm like, "They got both of them already?" Like, okay.
I
Psychosis is ECW for like a cup of coffee, I guess.
I actually low key kind of like those moments at times if they don't
Yeah,
overdo it, because it's like instead of just doing like a vignette and like doing too much time, they just show up behind the announcers and just do a quick promo and they go, "I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna defend this against Psychosis." I'm like, okay, cool, that's good.
thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, they're hyping up the Clash Champions. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So we're not going to review that tonight. That's the next our next show. We'll review it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Macho Man versus Flair for the big gold. Um, a bunch of attractive women come out, and Woman is one of them. She's
I love
there.
that. I what's so hilarious. My notes is Macho Man has a hoe train. Oh, there's woman. And then I go, why are they talking about Miss Elizabeth? She's not there. I know, like she's gonna show up next week or whatever. But like
Yeah,
they were like, "But Miss Elizabeth's coming." I'm like, but there's woman. Like like why are we talking about that? They kind of mentioned a little bit, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, cool. And I'm like, why is this happening? And then it brought back to maybe they were doing this with maybe that's why Vince is doing that. Maybe because they're seeing all the women here in WCW, and he's like, I gotta put women on my show now, essentially. And maybe they're having a woman off on TV. I don't know.
I guess I think they did it in reaction to WWF because if you think about it, where's all the women been at on the WCW program?
That is true. Yeah, I
They've
guess.
had Sunny on there, and then she's getting more TV time the more she's on the show. You know,
And
they're giving her
Sherry
like
is with Colonel Parker and shit and all that.
she's old though,
Hmm.
so they need to get more contemporary women.
Yeah,
Uh, but so they go to Woman and Miss Elizabeth, I guess.
but it's just so odd seeing like Macho Man have it. Like you would think Ric Flair would come out with a line of women. You know what I mean?
That kind of becomes his thing a little bit there in WCW. It's where like Macho Man involves himself with like different hot women.
Mm.
Like it's just something that goes on. Well, he gets back with Elizabeth on screen, off and on while he's there. But you know, he eventually has like a weird group before he retires, and it's like different women. It's like oh, it was Molly Holly before she was Molly Holly, and then there was some other woman, and there was three, Gorgeous George and somebody else.
Mm.
But anyway, uh, Ric Flair comes out, and he tries to like get woman to, I don't know, be like, "Come on with me," blah blah blah, and she just slaps him or something.
Well, they didn't they mention like woman had a thing for Ric Flair at some moment.
They worked together in the past, yeah.
Mm.
I think it was like a few years back from now, but Macho Man jumps Flair, and then they start the match outside, and then he brings him in the ring. And this isn't like they don't. It's not like a that complex of a match. It's mostly like brawling. They go back and forth. and they fight on the end. They end up on the outside again.
Mm-hmm.
I think Savage tried to do his axe handle from like the top rope out in the floor, but Flair throws him into the guardrail and he hits a throat first, and that's like the break spot,
Yep.
which is a good break spot.
Mm-hmm.
We come back, Flair's in control, but Macho's still fighting back. Flair does the shin breaker, he puts the figure four on, Savage escapes it. And then Flair gets up and he pushes Randy Anderson, the referee, and then he pushes him back and is like, "Don't fucking push me." So then Savage starts coming back because Flair's too busy fucking with the referee.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing punches, axe handles, and shit. And then Jimmy Hart comes out. He was already out there, I think. He distracted him, and then Flair does the old eye poke, pokes him in the eye, and then Arn Anderson shows up, and he has an object, and he tries to hit Macho with it, but he ducks, and then Arn hit Flair instead because Flair was holding Macho Man.
Yep.
And then like Arn was like, "Fuck!" And like, what gets me is the referee saw that happen and did nothing. And then like the bell rang, and that was confusing. And like, so he did see it. It is a DQ, but then Savage went to the top rope and hit the elbow drop, and then Randy Anderson counted the pin. And I was like, "What? What happened to the finish?"
Yeah, I was so confused on it. Like, why is the bell ringing? Why is Macho Man the champion? Like, what was the point? I guess maybe he was actually hurt, and maybe they didn't know what his future was going to be, and maybe he politicked his way back into the championship. Be like, "I'm fine, brother. Give me the belt back." Maybe I don't know. I just don't understand why we went that route just for him to get the title back. And I guess maybe this is leading to Macho Man versus Hulk Hogan with Miss Elizabeth. Are they trying to recreate that thing again?
The mega powers are exploding again. I think what happened in the finish was I think the referee, not the referee, the timekeeper was watching the match, and I don't know, maybe he didn't have like one of those radios with those IFB things, so he couldn't hear anything,
Mm-hmm.
and he saw what happened, and he was like, "Oh, that's a disqualification," and he just rang the bell. Like he just assumed because that's how things used to be. Where like if a referee saw something that obviously broke the rules of the match, he had to call it like it was a shoot. Like
Mm.
even if they fucked it up, like he pinned him. He's not supposed to pin him. You have to count the pin. And if he counts three, that's the finish.
He had an old school timekeeper there, and he was like, "All right, bring the bell." Ding, 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 ding.
That's probably that's my guess as to what happened because Randy Anderson just stood there and saw it and then like didn't react for some reason. I don't know why. He was an AEW referee for like 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the match was okay, but the finish was like kind of a cluster.
Yeah.
And I'm not really getting. I don't like this title change so quickly either, even though it's Macho Man getting the belt.
Yeah, I thought it was an interesting match, but I just didn't agree with the ending, and I don't like the title hop and anything. Uh,
Hot potato.
yeah, so I gave this a 5.9 out of 10.
I gave it a 6, but I think I'm going to bump it down to 5.9 like you.
Yeah.
Because talking about how that finish was like so fucky just makes me want to bump it down.
Yeah. And after the match, Mean Gene is getting in the ring, and Hulk Hogan's there, and I still hate the whole like him over exaggerating and being happy for his friend because it looks so fake when he does it. That's
Yeah,
why like I
Savage called him out for it.
yeah, that's why I liked what Savage did, where he's like, "It seems like you're the champion winning this match," and it like flustered Hogan. Like I don't know if he was acting it and be like all flustered because of Macho Man calling him out, or he was actually flustered in real life because like it all led to him saying, "I'm gonna go fucking face the one." man gang, and then I'm gonna get that title, brother. And I'm like, what? Oh yeah, because Macho Man's like, you gotta earn your spot, man, to become the #1 contender. And I guess Hulk Hogan's like, okay, I'll just beat the one man gang and I'll be the #1 contender. And I'm like, what?
That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, Savage said he's not Nick Bockwinkel or the WCW Championship Committee, so he's got to like earn a spot, brother.
Mm-hmm.
And then like, then he makes this stipulation that like, I'll have a match with you, but you got to shake my hand. And then Hogan's like, or if he wins, he'll shake his hand, is what he says. And then Savage goes, but if I win, you got to shake my hand too. And then Hogan's like, okay. So I'm like, wait, you just said you don't make matches, and then you kind of made a stipulation for a match. What the fuck?
It's so weird. I don't understand it.
It was confusing. It was kind of confusing because he's like, I don't make matches, but I'm going to make a match. Like, what?
And then Hulk Hogan's like, who cares about Nick Bockwinkel? I'm gonna go face the one man gang, and then I'm gonna face you. And I'm like,
What does that do?
I don't know where the logic comes in there, but okay.
Where's the one man gang sit in the World Heavyweight Championship title contention? Like, what?
Anyways, Dean Malenko versus Brian Pillman.
That's right.
And I was like, oh shit, I forgot this match was booked.
Yeah, I mean, they mentioned it, I think, in the beginning of the show. But yeah. I was like, oh, cool, this might be good. It was pretty good, I think. The exchange holds. Dean hits a drop kick. He's got Pillman on the ropes for a minute, but Pillman gets back on top with a suplex and a face crusher. And then he puts Dean in a headlock on the ground, and he starts laughing at the camera, yelling, I'm a shooter! I'm a shooter!
Yep.
Because I got Full Metal Jacket! He's talking about fucking bullets.
Yep.
And everybody's like, what's wrong with him? I like that he did that, though. It's like he broke kayfabe for a sec or something.
Mm-hmm.
And then Pillman slaps Dean, and that pisses Dean off, so he starts coming back, and he does like a clothesline and a brainbuster. Some not good-looking punches. Dean needs to stay away from punches.
Yep.
I noticed that. I was like, oh, those punches don't look good. You know what sucks is, like, I'm not making fun of him, but, like, he's so much smaller than what you think he is when you put him against different guys.
And he's kind of pudgy in a way.
He's squat. He's a short, squat guy. Like, you kind of made fun of Taz a little bit, but I think Taz is actually bigger than him.
Yeah.
But, like, Brian Pillman's not, like, a big guy, really, you know? He's, like, average size. He's, like, 5'10" or 6 feet tall or whatever he is. But, like, he makes Dean Malenko look small. It's just kind of like, man, I think I don't remember who said this. Somebody said something like, if Dean Malenko was like 6'2", he would have been like one of the greatest wrestlers ever. Or some shit.
I doubt that. No.
I don't remember who said it, but
I think if he was taller, he would be wrestling differently. I think that's why he's very technical and has submissions, because he's short.
Yeah, I mean, or if he was at least Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels size, he could still work that style. Maybe.
Mm-hmm.
His problem is he doesn't have any personality.
He's like,
I'm not talking shit. It's just like he doesn't do promos. He's not. He's just like a guy that wrestles.
I mean, he has a sliver of personality over Lance Storm, because Lance Storm is a fucking charisma vacuum. And
no, Lance Storm is like so. He has so much little personality that it inverts, and it's like it becomes non-personality, and it's funny.
Yeah.
See, I'll give him that. He has anti-charisma.
Because you remember Womanizer Dean Malenko angle in WWF?
Yeah, they gave him that thing where he's like, I'm fucking get women. That's what I do. And what?
Yeah,
It's
it
just
was
so
so
random.
funny. It was so outlandish and funny. I actually liked it.
And they gave him like this weird James Bond sounding theme.
Yep.
It was so strange.
And I think he came
Eh,
out in his suit and he ripped it off, and he's like in his like trunks.
that's right. He did do that.
Mm.
Wow, that's weird. Anyways, Dean does a swinging neck breaker, and he's in control until he misses a shoulder tackle in the corner. So Pillman does a tornado DDT, but he doesn't cover Dean. Dean shoots Pillman off, does a tiger bomb. He gets two. Dean tries to do superplex. Pillman stuffs him. He tries to do another tornado DDT, but Dean just throws him off turnbuckle, and he's like, "Fuck!" just he's like holding his gut. And he's like coughing, and then Dean does this weird transition where he's like running the ropes, and then he drops into a drop toe hold, and then Pillman's like, "What?" And then he like falls forward, and then Dean puts him in a knee bar. It looked really awkward. I don't know what happened. uh, Pillman's trying to get out of the hold. He does, and then Dean's foot gets tangled in the rope somehow, like how when a big guy gets tied up in the ropes and he can't get out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it's his foot. So Pillman's like, "Oh shit!" He sees this, and he just leaps into the ring and covers him, and he blocks the referee's vision, so he gets three because Dean can't kick out.
Mm. I gave this a 5.7 out of 10. Um, it was okay. I thought it would have been. I wouldn't say faster. I don't want to say that because one is a technical wrestler and one is a heel, so it's going to be naturally a slow match at times. But Pillman does speed it up at times, but then he slows it down when he does that. Pointing at the camera and shoot, and all that stuff. And I don't know. It just didn't wow me, and I was like, it was an okay match. I wasn't insulted.
I gave it a 6.
Mm,
I enjoyed Brian's antics that brought some flavor to the match.
yep.
And I liked how he won. That was like a creative finish. So I like that stuff.
Next match, or was there a promo I forgot?
They did a little bumper to the commentary desk, and they're hyping up. Ms. Elizabeth is coming here, teaming up with Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage again. They talk about this several times through the show, and I'm like, Mega Powers again, almost 10 years later.
Yep.
But that just they roll into the next match after that. It's Harlem Heat champs versus Sting and Lex Luger for the WCW tag titles.
Mm.
Okay. And then Sherry isn't out there with them. They kicked her off the team.
Yeah, and apparently Sherry and Colonel Parker getting married, and that's still happening at some point.
We're going to see it at Clash Champions.
Mm.
Oh boy.
Yep. And I totally forgot that Lex and Sting were getting a title shot for the tag titles because I remember they were doing the angle where like Sting is like, "Did you try to screw me, bro?" And he's like, "We can get the gold. Let's get the gold." And he's like, "Yeah, man, let's get the gold." And then
Yeah, we could be a good tag team. You're right.
yeah,
He MK Ultra'd him, is what you said. Yeah,
yeah,
Lex learned how to use that to his advantage. It was done to him one time, and then he was like, I can do this to other people.
yep.
He learned that from Vince McMahon.
this, this match was weird.
It was weird, but I thought it was like kind of decent for like what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Like Luger and Sting, there's pretty good action. They control the match at first, and Sting hits a bunch of stinger splashes and goes woo. He does his Sting shit.
Mm-hmm.
He gets Stevie Ray in the Scorpion Deathlock for a moment, and then you think, oh shit, is he gonna win? And Luger is like yelling at the referee and distracting him because Booker T's in the ring. He was like, he got hit with stinger splashes and he was like stunned in the corner and he was still there. Luger's like, hey, get him out of there. And the referee's like, what? No, shut up. Stay over there. So Booker sees Stevie Ray's in the fucking lock, and then he goes and scissor kicks Sting to get out of the Scorpion Deathlock,
Yeah,
which
that
I
was
liked.
sick. I like that. That was cool.
Booker T used to be able to get some height on that thing.
And Sting sold it, by the way.
Yeah,
He was
he
out
was
for a
like
while.
he died basically.
Mm-hmm.
After the get heat on Sting for a while. Booker and Stevie hit some double T moves. Booker is doing like martial arts shit. Like he's doing like poses. He's doing like RVD poses and doing kicks and shit. And then Sting tries to fight out of the corner, but he gets beat down. Stevie Ray applies the Asiatic nerve hold on Sting and almost kills him with it. The Sting starts coming back. He gets cut off again though, and they keep getting heat. Booker goes for the Harlem Hangover and he misses. So we saw Ahmed miss it the night before, and Booker misses it. Sting is able to tag Luger, and then Luger was tagged in, but like I guess the referee didn't see it or something because he's like he went in there and then all of a sudden he got put back on the apron. And then Jimmy Hart shows up. People keep appearing from like out of nowhere,
Yeah.
and he gives Luger something. He's like, "Take this." He puts it in his hand, and then he goes, "Hit him," and then he leaves. And then like,
It,
what were you saying?
it was weird because he like popped up out of nowhere, gave him this thing, did that gesture, and then the commentary brought up like what's in his hand. And then Jimmy Hart like goes into like a warp pipe and just disappears.
Huh?
I did my job.
I did what I had to do, baby. I did it.
Yeah.
Sting and Booker crossbody each other, and then Sting finally is able to tag. And then Luger comes in and he punches Booker T with that thing in his hand, and a bunch of coins fly out of his fist, which actually was like kind of cool. And then he pinned Booker.
Now I got a question. Like, when you put a bag of coins in your hand and hit someone, does that hurt? Like, I guess it reinforces your fist. Maybe I don't know.
Well, if it's like they said it was like silver dollars, and I don't know that it was silver dollars, but I bet it was like casino coins,
Mm-hmm.
for like their machines and all that crap. So they probably were like the size of silver dollars, roughly or like a 50 cents piece,
Mm-hmm.
which those are pretty big. So if you had like a bunch of those in like a little bag, and you like bear pawed somebody in the head with it as hard as you could, that would probably hurt.
Yeah, and the ref got blind, not noticing all these coins all over the floor while he's pinning them. But I guess,
He was focusing on the shoulders.
yeah, I guess. I also want to put up notes that I loved Bobby Heenan's crash out on fucking Mongo, because Mongo was interrupting Bobby Heenan every time, and he just lost his shit. He's like, "I'm talking here." He's like, "All right, what do you need to say?" I lost my train of thought.
That's an old Southern finish though. The I hit you. Typically, it's like a roll of quarters or something that they would do that with. I don't know where it really originated from, but it could have been Memphis or some shit. They dude he'll get a roll of quarters and just bam, and then like the shit would fly everywhere, and it looks cool.
Yeah.
New champs though.
Yes, new champs, and I still love like Sting is like waking up from his coma, and he's like looking
What
at
happened?
the coin. Yeah, he like looks at the coins for a little bit. He's like, "Huh?" And then like we're champions, we got gold, and he's like freaking out.
He's like,
And
"Oh, we did, we won."
and like Sting is like, "I guess you were right," and I'm like, "God damn it, gullible Sting once again." That's why I said in the Facebook chat, I was like, Goku is Sting, very gullible because of his brother. Where he's like, "Let me go, and I won't kill you," and then he lets
He's like,
go of his
"Okay."
tail, and then he like gets fucking hit up and shit. And I'm like, "Fuck you, Sting."
Told you, Dragon Ball's like wrestling.
It is. But what'd you give this match?
I gave it a 6.2 because I thought it was like kind of fun. Like it wasn't long. That's okay. It
Mm,
didn't need to be. And the Harlem Heat got an out because Lex cheated, and it's fine. I like the finish because it's like an old cool wrestling finish.
mm,
Why? How come nobody does that anymore? Hit dude with roll of quarters and knock him out. It looks cool.
yeah, I don't know. It was a little weird to me. Probably because I'm just getting sick and tired of this like Friends angle. But I do like that they put the gold on Sting and Lex Luger because now it's gonna mean something a lot when eventually Luger turns on Sting. Because I don't think Sting's gonna turn on Luger. I don't think that's gonna happen.
He does do
Um,
that later. Way
oh, he does.
later, he does
Yeah,
it to him, and it's funny
yeah, yep.
because it's stupid.
But I
I
gave it
I
a
kind of. Oh, would you give it?
I gave it a 5.8 out of 10 because like I still enjoyed it. It's weird to me. But I get it.
I kind of weirdly like this. I agree with you. Like this all friends shit is like lame.
Hmm.
But I'm kind of liking the Luger Sting stuff more because of what you said about how Lex Luger's like mind controlling him.
Yeah.
He's like fucking with his brain, and like it's weirdly entertaining that Lex Luger is able to keep doing these things and get away with it. And Sting's like, "Did we just win? Are we best friends?" And it's like, "Yes, we are."
And he's
Awesome.
and he's kind of doing like the long game turn because when he faced Ric Flair, like Ric Flair would always get beat up by, his four horsemen, his old team, and then we would have like a pay-per-view match or like a special TV match, and then that's when they turn on Sting. At least this one is brewing a little bit more.
Yeah. So I'm kind of just because the weirdness of it is what's making me like kind of enjoy it. I
Hmm.
guess. Um, After that, though, we roll into the next match. It's One Man Gang versus Hulk Hogan.
Yeah. Um, and by the way, is that the like the African? I forgot his name. Whatever.
Akeem?
Yeah, the one where because he did the whole like when Dusty Rhodes hit him with the elbow and stuff. He did
That was
that like
funny.
yeah, he did like that little dazed out punching and then get beat up.
That was him. Yep. One Man Gang is Akeem the African Dream
Hmm.
from Chicago, Illinois.
And he's the U.S. champion, by the way.
I know. That's why I'm like, Hulk Hogan challenged this guy and didn't even want his belt. What the fuck?
He kind of buried the belt a little bit if you think about it.
Kind of did. Like, he could do this thing. This is what Vader did when Hulk Hogan was champion.
Mm,
Vader won the U.S. title, and he used that as an excuse to fight Hulk Hogan. I won the U.S. title. I want to fight for the world title. Like, you can do that.
mm.
Ultimate Warrior did that to Hogan, but Hogan was
Uh,
like, I don't want that undercard belt, bro. Makes me
yeah,
look like shit.
yep. I don't know. This match was just okay.
It was fine. It was a little Hogan showcase. It's kind of all it was.
Hmm.
One Man Gang. I love how One Man Gang sells. I want to say that. He's like he sells all Hogan's shit, and he's like yelling, and he's like he flopped out of the ring, and like I could tell he did it on purpose, but it looks crazy when he flies out of the ring.
Hmm.
And he even sold Hogan's weak ass noogie punches. You know what I'm talking about? When he gets a guy and he goes, it says like he's not punching fast or hard enough, and it just
Yep.
looks like shit.
Hmm.
But he even sold that. He was like, ow, 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 look when he was hitting. And I did notice in this match, the crowd's response to Hogan was like not that strong. Did you notice that?
Yeah, because when One Man Gang hits him with the 747 splash and Hulk Hogan no sells it, there was no hype at all.
He got up to do his comeback, and they were just like, eh.
Mm.
There was like almost no reaction.
Because they've seen it so many times and it's just bullshit.
Yeah, Hogan hit his big boot and a body slam and a leg drop, and he pinned the gang for 3. That's it.
Yeah.
It was okay. Nothing
I gave
bad
it a
happened.
I gave it a 5 out of 10. I was like, it's just an average match.
I just showcased it because it wasn't like a it, one man gang didn't do that much stuff. He did like a splash,
Mm-hmm.
and Hogan basically beat him up.
So this whole show was kind of weird. Um because we had this Ric Flair versus Randy Savage match, which was fine. It's Ric Flair and Macho Man. And then we had the Dean Malenko and Brian Pillman, which it was another okay match. And then the tag titles, which was surprising. But like I said, I was weirded out by it. You kind of liked it a little bit more. And then Hulk Hogan One Man Gang is just okay.
It's just
Uh, so I gave this a 6.2 out of 10 the whole show.
you forgot about the afterbirth. Remember when the Dungeon of Doom came down there?
Oh yeah. I think I just melt with that. Oh
You
yeah,
zone out when they come out.
yeah, because it's I've seen it before, but I did catch the one I wrote on the Facebook Messenger where Big Show goes, "I could smell your blood, Hogan," and I'm like,
Fuck.
"What does that even mean? Like, does Hogan have a smell to his
Is he
blood? Like,
bleeding? Do you yeah, they. It's the same thing they've been doing for the last couple of weeks, where they all come down and then nothing happens, and they get the giant to not attack them. Except this time, Pillman was trying to egg the giant on to attack them and break free, which I thought was funny.
Yep.
He's like, get him, and then Arn's like, shut up. He's like, remember tomorrow, and I'm like, what? What's that mean? They got some kind of plan for Clash of Champions, I guess.
Seems like it.
But like, they're Hogan and Savage are in the ring with Mean Gene again, and they continue their conversation from like earlier, basically. And then Hogan finally reveals what the secret weapons are. Remember how he kept talking about, we got secret weapons, brother? Like, he talked about this for like 2 weeks. The secret weapons are Kevin Green, a football player, and Miss Elizabeth. Like, what the what? It's a football player and Miss Elizabeth. Those are secret weapons.
Against all these people.
I mean, Kevin Green, he was a big football player back then, right? I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not a football guy, but
They're
I
just
guess
going
he's
back to the
supposed to
old.
be like,
They're going back to the old book and be like, we get this football player and fight off the bad dudes. It's gonna be a good go home story essentially, and it's just like that shit doesn't work anymore. Like, you're going against the Four Horsemen and the Dungeon of Doom, which the Dungeon of Doom is kind of jokey in a way. Some of them, especially fucking Brutus.
Zodiac, yeah.
Yeah. But you have four horsemen, which is Ric Flair, fucking Uncle Chris, fucking Brian Pillman, and Arn Anderson. It's like, you choose a football player and Miss Elizabeth. What is Miss Elizabeth gonna do?
She's gonna help them strategize. I'm not talking. Okay, I got something to say about her because I'm not talking shit. I swear I'm not. But like, I've always been confused about this whole idea that Miss Elizabeth is a great manager, because it's like, what did we ever see her do though? What does she do?
The only time she like did something is like when the Mega Powers, where the Mega Powers came out and talked to Miss Elizabeth to, like you said, discuss strategy. It's like that's her thing.
It kind of sucks because it's really hard to be a babyface manager because you can't do a lot. There's not a lot you can do. It's like being a manager is really like a heel thing, really. But like for her especially, it's just like, she's great. She's a great manager. You can get the services of Miss Elizabeth, but it's like, what does she do though?
I don't know. I think it's just Uncle. There's two Chris's, but like Chris, Eric Bischoff, um, is trying to like capture the '80s essentially. That's why he's like getting made fun of on WWF with the whole, you know, playing with the big boys and all the, they're. What do you guys do? We have the new. They have the new generation. Who do we have? Well, we have fucking Hulk Hogan and Macho Man and stuff.
Their new one. They're right to make fun of them this time. I'll give them that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Bobby also ranted at the end of the show and just threw his headset off and leaves the desk. That was funny.
Yep.
He was just like, oh, fuck this. Just got up and left.
That might have been real. Who knows?
Might have been frustrated and just walked off.
We'll never know.
Yeah, the show is okay. I'm feeling the fatigue of like these feuds and storylines running too long.
Mm.
Like, I kind of don't care about a lot of what's happening on WCW TV.
I'm trying to think of like a feud that I'm like looking forward to.
Got nothing.
And there's nothing.
There's no feuds. They have stuff in place. One is cooking, and one is this has been going on for like a few months now, and it's not over.
I think that's why I get excited when we see like Alex Wright or other wrestlers that are there that are not part of this like friendship storyline or.
Oh my God, Harlem Heat's here. They're having a match.
Yeah. I guess like the closest thing, even though I know Sting is being gullible, is like Lex Luger being funny and shit, trying to be mysterious in a way. Like that
mysterious Lex Luger.
Yeah, that makes me like actually like want to know what else he's gonna do wacky. But other than that, like when you go to the WWF side and stuff, you have Razor and Goldust, you have Brett and Undertaker, Brett and Diesel, Undertaker and Diesel going on. 1, 2, 3
Brett
Kid
Diesel.
and Razor Ramon, Owen Hart and fucking HBK.
Shawn Michaels, yeah. Vader.
Yeah, Vader against everybody, even Vader against Gorilla Monsoon, which we'll talk about here soon. It's just there's a lot. Like, it's so funny because I pumped up WCW in the beginning, and now I'm just like being like, "Fuck, man, move on." Even though we know where it's leading to near the end of '96, but now I kind of understand why people were getting frustrated and stale over Hulkamania.
Yeah. It's been going on for years like that now.
But I think it's like going into like fucking Chernobyl type of red zone area of radiation where people are just like, fuck this. No more, please.
I'm sick of this shit. Please end it.
Yeah.
Well, I gave a show a 6. Yeah, 6, I think. I'm going to give it a 5.9. You talked me down.
All right. Did you have any ratings on that, by the way?
It got a 2.7. A lot lower than the one from last week where they got a 3.5. I don't know what happened there still.
Yeah, I don't know. And I've noticed the site that I usually look up like tickets and stuff haven't been posting, so I wonder if they were like low on tickets and stuff. They just didn't report it.
Maybe. I'm not sure. Do they have tickets on WrestleNomics?
Was that?
Do you use the WrestleNomics website?
No, I was using WWE like seats, whatever the website I was using before. I gotta find it.
I've been using WrestleNomics for like pay-per-view buys and like TV ratings and stuff. I don't remember if typically they have attendance or ticket sales. I think they do sometimes.
Yeah. Anyway, we are moving to WWF brand Monday Night Raw, January 22nd, 1996. Stockton, California. We have the host of Vince McMahon, and Jerry Lawler is back on commentary.
That's right.
And Chubby Savio Vega comes out. His stomach looks huge while he's coming out there. I'm just
He can work though.
yeah, he can work still.
um,
And who is he facing? The man they call Vader. And I go, oh no. Yeah,
oh, he's dead.
he's dead.
Um, oh yeah, they give us the card before we get into the rest of the match. Into this match. Brett versus Goldust, Razor versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley, and Shawn Michaels is going to say stuff.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, this sounds like it could be a pretty good show.
Mm-hmm.
And then Jim Cornette asks us what time it is. It's Vader time before this match starts. So Vader just beats the hell out of Savio Vega. And then he gets a few chops in and does a super kick. And Vader sold that. And then Vader just avalanched him in the corner and hit a Vader bomb for 3. The squash.
The squash, and then he throws the referee, and Vince McMahon loses his fucking shit.
You can't do that.
Yeah.
He's gonna attack Savio again. He picks him up after the match. He like power slams him,
Mm-hmm.
and then he looks like he's gonna do it again. Then that's when he killed the referee. And then another referee comes in, and Vader power bombs the referee. I'm like, damn, what power bomb? And then Gorilla Monsoon comes out and he starts yelling at Vader, and he like turns around, and I swear to God, it looked like he checked the referee's pulse. And he power bombed. He's like, is he dead? Okay, he's still alive. Then Vader and Monsoon argue, and Cornette's like trying to get Vader to calm down, and it's like not working.
Mm.
And Gorilla gets a mic, and he says, Vader is indefinitely suspended, and Vader gets pissed.
He's like, you can't do that. And he's like yelled at Jim Cornette, you're supposed to handle this.
He's like, I did what? He can't do anything. He's just exasperated. And then he goes and he slaps Gorilla on the back. He's like trying to get his attention, and then he just slaps him. And then Gorilla turns around and he starts chopping him. And that got like a huge pop.
I popped. I was like, holy shit, I want this to happen.
Like, oh my God, he's chopping Vader. And then like Vader just like fights him off, crushes him in the corner, and then he Vader bombs Gorilla Monsoon.
Yeah, dude, like that was sick. And then Razor and HBK come out to save.
Yep, and then more officials, and then police are there too. Like,
dude, I love the police officer. He's like, what am I supposed to do here? I guess let me go check on the victim here. And he just like kneels down to say, are you okay? And then it like cuts. That's it.
The one guy had his nightstick out. Like he was like, I guess I'm not going to shoot this guy. I guess I'll beat him. Like, if I'm not mistaken, I think this angle was supposed to write Gorilla Monsoon off TV. I think this is like where he's not going to be on TV anymore.
Oh.
Because I think he was having health problems or something, and he needed to get off TV.
Mm-hmm.
And he dies later this year, I think.
Oh, shit. So
it's either that or it's the next year. But like this writes him off TV. Vader killed him, basically. I remember watching this on TV, and I was like, oh my God, because nobody ever did that to anybody before. like they killed the authority figure. Vince tries to get some kind of comments from Jim Cornette, but like Vader is like choking him. He's like got him against the wall, and he's like choking him and shit. And then Vader just rages at the camera, and he's like, Vader declares war on all the wrestlers and officials of the World Wrestling Federation.
Dude, I love that.
He like destroys a trash can and is like just throwing shit everywhere.
Dude, I love that, by the way. Like, I was like, fuck yeah, beat the shit out of that. Dude, what's great about it is, like, the first thing he does is he punches the fucking trash can. He punches it twice. He goes, bang. He doesn't do a dent, so he has to do it again. And then he doesn't do another dent, and he just takes it and starts banging it against the wall.
It's like he was so mad. He couldn't just throw it. He had to like beat the trash can and then throw it. Oh, that was great. I loved it. Yeah, I was like, yes, Vader declares war on the World Wrestling Federation. Let's
Mm,
go.
yeah.
Uh,
Next match: Razor Ramon versus Hunter Hearst Helmsley. And this is where the arm candy comes in with Shay Marks.
yeah, at first I was like, who is she? And then then Vince finally said, it's Shay Marks. And I'm like, that sounds familiar. Who is that? I had to look it up. Did you look it up?
No, I didn't.
So she's like a Playboy model. She was like Playmate 94 or something.
And that's what my exact thoughts were. I was like, either A, they found her at a strip club and she's just gonna be here for a couple of days or whatever. Or this is a Playboy bunny.
She was. And then, she was also in one of the Savage Beach movies.
Oh,
She was
really?
in the one that Buff Bagwell was in.
Oh, that's so fucking funny.
And I was like, that's why I was like, I feel like I know her. Like, what the hell? And I was racking my brain trying to think of like who she was. And then I was like, oh, okay. And I think she was trying to parlay into acting, and
Mm-hmm.
it didn't work. So that's probably why she took this gig. It's like, oh, I can be on TV. I can be somebody for like a minute.
I could be an object.
I mean, she was like hot, I guess. I
Yeah.
think that helps Hunter's character because it's like, what is? I'm the blue blood. Like, what the fuck is that? Like, now they're giving him like hot women to escort him. So it's like, okay, that's like a heelish thing that'll help him get heat because
Mm-hmm.
this asshole has hot women. I hate this guy.
Yeah.
But there's a quick promo on the side box with Ted DiBiase and 123 Kid calling Razor Ramon a crybaby.
It has a big bottle and a fucking diaper, and I laughed my ass off.
Like, it's dumb, but why is it funny?
Because it's big. Because he's like, for a big old baby, you need a big old bottle. And then Ted DiBiase goes, like, a big old diaper, too. And I was like,
It's so stupid that it's funny. It's like
yeah.
retarded. Like, it's just, you don't understand. It's like they have comically huge baby bottle. It's like this big around. He's got like a giant diaper. It looks like a towel or something.
It's like an old school diaper with the fucking pin in
The
there.
safety pins in it.
Yeah.
God, that was dumb. Razor is getting the best of Hunter for the most part of this match. He hits an atomic drop, and Helmsley flies into the ropes and rebounds back, and he just eats a punch. That was cool. Razor charges Helmsley, but he grabbed the rope and caused Razor to just fling himself out of the ring, and that's the break spot. Come back. Helmsley's beating on Razor. He's punching him and doing shoot-offs into the turnbuckles, and Razor sells it. And then King is trying to ask Shay Marks questions like, what are you doing tonight? It's like, where's Hunter taking you later? And you can't hear her at first, but then they turn like the mic up, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna go get a massage." He's like, "A massage?" Like pervy King is starting to come out. This is like the beginning.
Yeah, this is pre-puppies.
Hunter hits a knee into Razor's back in the corner, and that sends Razor's head into the post, and then he clotheslines him for two. And it's a cool little combo there.
Mm.
And then 123 comes out with that giant baby bottle and shoves it in Razor's mouth as he's like halfway hanging out of the ring.
And then the face does the thing where he's focusing his attention on 123 Kid, and he gets counted out. Or unless there's something else there.
There wasn't.
Okay.
Because he punched Hunter Hearst Helmsley a couple times and knocked him down, and then he got into the chase sequence.
Mm-hmm.
So Hunter wins, and he was like almost unconscious.
And he's like,
He
okay,
won.
and I won.
But then Razor gets pissed and gets back in the ring, and he tries to do a Razor's Edge. But Hunter bails out, and Shay Marks grabs him and leads him back to safety.
Yep.
What an alpha male.
What'd you give it?
I give it a 5.9. It was fun. They did good little sequences and shit. But it was like, it's like a short TV match. Like that's what it was.
Yep. I give it a 5.7. I liked it. Billionaires Ted Wrestling War Room, the final chapter, apparently.
I think they're doing one more.
Mm-hmm.
It's like at uh, the next Raw. This is the big one or something. Uh, but they're making jokes about how Ted only buys old assets and flips them.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm tired of ripping off WWF ideas. And the sad thing was, this one's actually accurate right now. So it's like we was giving them shit before because they were saying things like, well, can you do any top rope moves? Macho Man does top rope moves all the time. And it's like, you got only old guys. And I'm like, Sting and Luger aren't old. And it's just like, and they got younger guys too. I don't know. But this time it's like, no, they're doing Mega Powers rehash right now.
Mm.
They're just doing old ideas right now.
And then now they're using the Scheme Jeans fucking. I'm going to tell you something. You got to call the hotline.
Gotta call the hotline. Okay.
And then everybody does it at the table, and fucking Ted is like shaking his head at his dumb fucking people that he hired, essentially. But it's like so funny because like Eric is doing shots, and Vince McMahon is doing segments.
It's parodies, just
yeah,
straight parody.
Yeah, which is hilarious because at a certain point it's gonna get hot, where it's not gonna be fun making fun of them anymore. Essentially, it's gonna be a battle of words.
And
So
just trying to ruin their show, just spoiling it on air.
Yeah. Fucking Mankind winning the belt. What a disgrace. I forgot what he says.
That'll put butts in the seats.
Yeah.
And
it did. Shawn Michaels time.
It's the Shawn Michaels time.
Mm-hmm.
Vince introduces his son, Shawn Michaels. And that's just how it looks. Shawn says he hates to tell you so, but he said he told you so.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to WrestleMania, and then he wants to talk about Owen Hart. And he wants a match with Owen to get payback for what he did. And I'm like, they're doing it. I said I wanted a feud, and they're doing it. And then Jim Cornette comes out, and he very quickly says, like, I don't want any trouble. I'm not looking for a fight. He's like, I've had a bad enough night as it is. And he's just here on business. He just lets him know.
Because Vince is still outrageous that his friend Gorilla died in the ring, and he's like, "What are you doing here?" But he's like starts to get defensive and stuff. And I love what Cornette does. He's like, "Hey man, I hear you talking shit about Owen Hart, and I don't know if you remember, I still fucking manage that dude, so you have to talk to me."
Yeah. He's being a manager. When did Miss Elizabeth ever do this? Shame.
And I wish this happened more often, by the way, because people talk down to this type of stuff. So HBK wants to face Owen Hart, but Jim Cornette, being the manager that he is, he says, "Well, you're just not gonna face him, with nothing on the line. Essentially, you have something that you fought for 12 years, and that's getting the main event spot at WrestleMania. What if you put that on the line?" And I wish they did that more often. Like sometimes they do that, like with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Sometimes they'll put that on the line or something like that.
Yeah.
Or they'll do like, hey, you got a number one contender match. What if you put that on the line? Which they do it sometimes, but I wish they did it more often. Not too overexposed, but more enough to be like, hey, I'm not just fighting you for the bragging rights. I want something. And I think that needs to happen more, in my opinion.
Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Sean's like, he's kind of like reluctant to agree to this. And he even goes like, I worked 11 years for this. And Cornette starts fake crying and he pulls out like a little hanky and he's like dabbing his eyes. And he just starts laughing. He's like, I don't care what you've done. It's freaking funny. And then he's like, if you're just chicken, just say so. And then Sean's like, let me ask the clique what they think. And they start cheering. And he goes, okay, I'll do it. And he's like, I'm going to do to Owen what I'm about to do to you. And then he grabs him by the jacket collar and he goes, no, wait, no. He just throws him out of the ring,
Mm-hmm.
which was funny.
Mm-hmm. An end segment. Bret Hart time versus. Oh, did I miss something?
There was two things.
Oh, okay.
They hype up next Raw. We're getting Diesel versus British Bulldog again. And I'm like,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully somebody helps them put together a better match.
Yep.
And then Shawn Michaels versus Yokozuna. And I'm like, all right. That might be okay.
Sounds interesting.
It could be. Like this. I'm worried about Diesel versus Bulldog, but like we'll see. Did you notice they had a Raw band out there playing between commercial breaks?
Yeah.
And Doc Hendricks was out there jamming with them. But you know who I saw out there playing with all of them?
Who?
Jim Johnston.
Oh.
He was the guy who just had like the regular haircut and the glasses. He just looked kind of out of place. I was like, oh, Jim Johnston's there. I see him. So I thought that was cool.
That was cool, yeah.
Yeah, Goldust with Marlena versus Bret Hart. This is a champion versus champion match.
Yeah. I was like, that's interesting. And I was like, hey, this is a main event, not Hulk Hogan versus One Man Gang.
Yeah, two champions fight each other. Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Then we get a boxed in Goldust promo with Marlena, and she hits the clapboard. I'm like, all right, I'm liking this. This is better. And then Goldust, he does look good. He's like, I had an Oscar-winning performance. And he's like, what's next? Bret Hart, the Calgary Cowboy. He does a John Wayne-like impression saying, there's some things a man can't run away from, just out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And then he said something, I don't remember what he said. He's like, you'll never forget the name Goldust or whatever. He's going to beat him.
Mm-hmm.
I thought the promo was good.
Yep, I liked it.
Match, though, is like Goldust is trying to play mind games with Bret, and it kind of doesn't work on him, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Bret's not homophobic enough, I guess. I don't know. It just didn't work.
I guess Canada was more progressive than America at this time.
I think they were. But, like, he gets a hammerlock on Bret, though, after he lands some right hands, he gets the hammerlock, and then Bret is like, they're cheering for Bret to get out of the hold, and it's like early in the match.
Mm-hmm.
And he's able to get up, and he does that counter. I like this counter where, like, the babyface runs in a circle and, like, flings the heel through, like, the ropes to get out of that hold.
Yeah.
Cool. That's a cool little spot. And then they go to break. And then we come back, and Goldust is in control, and he's working Bret's arm. But Bret fights out of it, and he punches him, and Goldust stops him, and he tries to do some kind of, like, leg hold thing, but Bret kicks him out of the ring. And then Marlena is, like, trying to get him up, and then trying to bring him to the back so he can get counted out. But then Razor stops him, and he punches him, and he throws him back in the ring. And then Bret does a leg drop, and we go to another break. And fuck. And then we come back from a third break. And then, like, Bret hits a clothesline off the turnbuckle and a Russian leg sweep. And he puts the sharpshooter on Goldust, and he goes, bye-bye. And he taps out. I was like, oh, that was funny.
Yep. I like it.
There's too many commercial breaks, though. It's like the match got, like, squished in 3 commercial breaks somehow.
Yeah, it kind of seems like it was rushed, but it was only because of the commercial breaks, even though it was long, essentially, if you were there in person.
I think that Vader segment took up a bunch of time because if you notice, there wasn't, like, any breaks. Like, from the start of the show into the squash match, going into that, there was, like, no commercial breaks.
And I guess they're also playing off the part, like, this is a serious moment, so we don't want to do any sponsors where Gorilla could possibly be dead.
Maybe Vader caused his health to decline.
Maybe.
Whoa, it's like when Hulk Hogan said, I slammed Andre at WrestleMania 3 and I killed him. Whoops.
He's still working the crowd.
Yeah. I liked what I was able to see in this match. I wish I could have seen more. I gave it a 5.8.
Yeah, I was a little bit more generous. I think I gave it a 6 out of 10. The Bret Hart curve.
I like that sharpshooter thing. I'm going to give it a 5.9. I like that he told him bye bye and
But
submitted him immediately.
yep. Oh man.
Then I think Vince gets in there after the match and he does like a quick interview with Brett. And he's like, I'm tired of Diesel, and he ruined this match with him and The Undertaker. And he's like, nobody's really going to know who could have won that because of Diesel.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I want this match with Diesel in the steel cage because then he'll have no more excuses. He's like, I'm sick of hearing about Diesel complaining about corporations changing his personality. I don't know why. The way he said that, it was just funny.
Mm.
And he's like, it doesn't matter because when you get in the ring with me, you'll find out who the best really is. And then he's like, Undertaker, I'm not going to duck you. I'll give you another title shot down the road, brother. He called him brother.
Mm. So he's a brother.
And then he tells Vince, I'm deadly in a cage. And then he leaves. He just added that real quick and then he left.
Dude, I kind of like that. He just like blurted it out. It felt like he just like needed to say one more thing. And he's like, I'm deadly in a cage. And then he like leaves. I'm like, fuck yeah. I want that as a bumper sticker.
he one-lined it.
Yeah.
He's got these little sayings. I know he says these little things, and sometimes it's like funny or it just works. There's like, what's he say about Stone Cold? He's like, Steve Austin doesn't have the jam to beat me, and I'm like, what the hell? What? Yeah, that was a good little promo. I like that he was talking shit about Diesel, crying about corporations. This Raw was okay. It's too bad I don't think it followed through with the Royal Rumble's momentum behind them.
No. It went back to average quickly.
Yeah, it's like there weren't any good matches. The Brett Goldust match probably would have been good if we could have seen it, but there was a good angle with Vader. There was a good promo with Shawn Michaels, and that's kind of it. But yeah, I gave it a 5.9.
Okay. Yeah, I gave it a 5.7 out of 10.
I'm gonna drop it. I'm gonna give it 5.8. There.
The reason why I did that because I was like, I like the Vader angle.
I do.
The Razor versus Triple H was okay. I'm kind of tired of the whole billionaire Ted wrestling thing.
Yes.
Shawn Michaels calling out Owen Hart and Jim Cornette, that was good promo. And the Bret Hart versus Goldust, it was a nice small match that probably got cut because, like you said, the Vader probably took a long time because Vader likes to milk the shit. Like, I'm the man, who's the man, and all that stuff, and beating up garbage cans and shit. So yeah, I enjoyed it. It was an average thing. Trust me, when we hate it, you'll understand. Like, we'll be like, what the fuck, dude?
I fucking hate this. What were they thinking? We'll rant about it for a while. Yeah.
All right. Well, was there any did you ratings on this one?
Yeah, this got a 2.9.
Okay.
So they bounced back and beat WCW.
Yep. So the next time we do get in some color, we have Clash of Champions 30, and then we're doing the next TV of Raw and Nitro on January 29th. Is that correct?
That is right.
Cool. So this time we had the Royal Rumble and TV, and this time we're having WCW's pay-per-view, then TV. And then after that, we'll get back into ECW because I see on our schedule we have a couple there as well.
Oh yeah,
Um, but anyway, rest in peace, Hulk Hogan.
brother.
I'm kind of interested. What's today's date? What's today's? Tomorrow's gonna be Friday, so hopefully SmackDown they have something for Hulk Hogan.
Better have a good video package.
Yeah, I hope it's not like a 2 second and be like, you
Remembering
know,
Hulk Hogan.
they do the Andre the Giant slam and then they go R.I.P. Hulk Hogan, with the years and stuff. I just hope it's longer because he built that company, in my opinion,
I
of
almost
where
feel
it
like
was.
you have to do like a tribute show to the guy. Really,
I don't
like
know. I don't know if that's gonna happen in today's modern day.
I know it's a tall order, but like I'm just
Mm,
saying, god damn, it's like you kind of have to. Really, it's like what if
mm.
Steve Austin died?
Oh, dude, like
You
that
have to
that
do a whole show about like, man, Steve Austin was cool for like the whole time. Just
yeah. All right. Well, if you want to catch some more, getting some color, we are on YouTube on Big Trouble Media. Make sure you like and subscribe. Right now, we're in break for Big Trouble Little Podcast, but we have some things that I think are happening. I think you and Andy are doing Gundam stuff,
yep,
um,
we're gonna
and I
review Endless Waltz, the Gundam Wing movie.
and I think Chaz wanted to do something, and then we have the Ocarina of Time Accelerated Gamer that we had to record. So there's still going to be stuff that we could do before we get back into more Big Trouble podcast, which again, if you're a video watcher on YouTube, like how you're watching right now, you'll see that in September-ish. And if you want audio, that will be in October, because that's how we do things around here.
Also, we're
Uh,
gonna have a Dragon Ball Z thing.
oh yeah, I forgot that as well, you guys. And I'm watching it at the moment. Anyway, guys, we're gonna end an episode here. Remember to always get some color and freak out. Yeah. I'll get us out on something. Hold on a second. We'll do. Fuck it.